to do with your kiss on my neck. I don't know what feels true, but this feels right, so stay inside.
Chat, good morning, baby. Hope everyone's doing well. Keeks, good morning, my brother.
Hey, good morning, brother.
Feeling alright?
I'm feeling good, eh? Feeling good. It's a bit chilly this morning, but other than that, all good this side.
I did pump up the aircon there to 20 degrees, so it's still gonna be chilly here, but not as chilly. Chad, Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Chad, look at this, babe. Yes, those.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities.
That is Mama Bull. Alright, Chad, hope you guys are ready for a big one. Keeks, I think we're going to start today already, start talking about NFP on Friday. Start prepping the guys, see what's happening.
Yeah, definitely a big one, eh?
Yeah, Chad, just some formalities last night. The tech team transitioned to the new dashboard for a bit, but some issues there, so reverted back to the old dashboard. So I think by the end of this week we'll go over to the new dashboard. That's not the final form, that's just a temp upgrade from what we've currently got, and then the final one is going to take a month or two. So quite a bit of testing that's going to go into that. That's going to be a fully custom one. That's the one I've showed you guys. And then next up is going to be the revamp of the website. So a lot of exciting things happening at Vault Funder. And yeah, had a lot of good feedback from guys that are experienced in the prop firm space using Vault Funder for the first time. Saying execution's great, platform's great, so that's a very good positive note. And also coming to Vault Markets, Keegan was actually privy to that one meeting we had with Vault Markets regarding the conditions on Vault Markets, and within it's already improved, but there's some final tweaks to that as well. So Vault Markets getting a massive overall on their trading conditions when it comes to currencies and commodities. Indices already top of the line. There we cannot argue that fact, but currencies and commodities, so please check that out as well. We'll actually be trading some live accounts with Vault Markets on the stream for you guys to see that. And VF for the win, absolutely, Angelo. But Chad, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. But before we start, any remorse for TFT burnt, guys? Do you want us there? Any remorse for TFT burnt, guys? Do you want us there?
I don't get that.
Vault Funder didn't want me to buy a valuation whole weekend. Tariq, if it's Capitec, there's going to be issues. We're busy with the onboarding of Capitec. Cheapest bank out there, but most difficult to onboard. I don't know why, but we'll get Capitec on very shortly. Chad, but before we get going, let's start off the day the correct way. Let's start with our morning prayer, so feel free to pray this with me. This is just a simple prayer. The Bible says if you don't know how to pray, this is how you should pray. So, our Father on in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Can I just get two or more in agreement? You guys know the drill. Where two or more are gathered in my name, there I shall be. We've got one. Etty, beautiful. Fabio. All right, Chad. Let's get going here. Keegan already getting his powder wet. Don't let him sit there all looking innocent. This man's powder is already very wet. What time did you take that gold trade? Early?
6:15.
6:15.
Yeah.
This man has been in the trenches already fighting 6:15. So he's already put in a shift 2 hours later. Chad, okay, Wednesday, let's quickly look at it. We've got CPI coming out at 11. That's for the ECB. That's a big one. Red folder event. Expecting year-on-year inflation to drop down to 3%. That's definitely going to have effect on the DXY. Obviously, euro is the most heavily weighted in the dollar index, so we're going to keep an eye out for that. ADP employment change, actually expecting an increase there as well. Keegs, I don't know if you've been following some of the Fed speakers. I've honestly not checked any of the headlines on that. Then ISM Services PMI at 4 o'clock. You guys will be catching the tail end of that. And then we've got Gouldsby, Powell, big one, 6:10 tonight. Let's see if he drops some hints as to what the forward guidance is going to be. And then Fed, Bar, and Kugler. So relatively light this morning except for the CPI. And then the ADP employment change a little bit later today, but we're going to prep you guys beautifully for what's coming in terms of NFP and also today. So Chad, very simply, we're going to get going here with DXY. Weekly, we are bullish. Daily, yesterday we were bullish, but again, we mentioned that we needed to hold above this key level, which we didn't. And today, we took out yesterday's high. Dollar closing bearish yesterday, but again, cannot really say we are bearish just due to one bearish daily candle. I'm going to show you guys now why. I'm going with the neutral stance on the day purely due to the fact that it is NFP week. They could range this all the way till Friday, but for the most part, this is going to be your range for the week up until we get some very high implied volatility in the market. Why do I say you cannot be bearish off one daily candle? Let's just look back the last couple of weeks. Bearish candle closed, next daily candle pushes bullish. Yeah, we had another bearish candle closed, next day pushing bullish, and we can expect the same because we are pushing some bullish order flow. That is why I say I cannot just be bearish off one daily candle closure. So very simple for me. These are my two levels that I'll be monitoring 5 minute, what do we have? We've got a quite a big Asia range. Asia low is not really tapped. I wouldn't consider that a tap, so still untested, untapped. 200 EMA on the 5 minutes, still acting as resistance at this current stage. Very, very simple for me. There's the weekly R1. Here's my Asia high level. There's my daily pivot. I can only really fully get bullish for today after we're trading above this level, chat. So very, very simple. Monitor this level. Things can still be choppy in this zone. This is your chop zone. This is where traders are going to get brutalized with price just doing this all day. But I want to see what price does here. So anything else, I don't want to say can't trade it, but going to be difficult. So very simple there for me. Daily time frame US30 yesterday closing bearish, breaking that structure lower. Told you guys we are bullish on the weekly. Daily yesterday I was neutral. Let's look at the weekly. Alright chat, weekly, this is where things get tricky. We created a new high on the year. We are now back at that key level, testing that breakout zone. So very important day for US30. US30 bulls will need to hold this level if we're going to see further upside or if the bears start taking control. So very, very simple for you today. 39,108, that's the level you want to be trading from. Anything else is really a non-event for me. And Asia low is already tapped. So what is the AD doing? AD is looking firmly still bearish. We're going to need to see an uptick here on the EMA. Also the AD is starting to push bullish. And again chat, this is very, very simple. US30, that key level there. Let's see what she does a little bit later. Nasdaq daily time frame also closing bearish. Again, yesterday we were actually bullish, but never held this weekly pivot level, breaking the lows there yesterday. So I am technically bearish on the day. So daily for me is bearish because we still have some room to the downside. Neutral for me on the day. And this is going to be the majority of your range for today. 17,959, 18,289 if it pushes up to that level. 5 minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? We're starting to see sorry guys, a little bit of a phlegm here. I hope Keegan is not throwing some of that allergies here to my side. Alright chat, what do we have here on the 80? 80 is still looking firmly bearish, starting to do a little bit of a, I don't know what you want to call that, a sneaky puff added there above the EMA. But very simple for me, I'm going to say that Asia lows, this is the area that I want to monitor. So if we continuously fail this level there, I do think we're going to come a lot lower all the way to this key level down here. And I want to say we are firmly back in control, the bulls, once we get above this level here. This is the weekly S1 daily pivot. So wouldn't really consider buys up until we can firmly hold above here, because then we are above the EMAs. Your 80 will be pushing quite strongly bullish. You've got Asia lows cleared, Asia highs, weekly S1 daily pivot. So very, very simple for me. Keeks, over to you, my brother.
Alright guys, okay, we'll start with DXY. So DXY, I'm still pretty much bullish. I did say to you guys yesterday, I might take more of a neutral stance, but definitely am bullish obviously with this breakaway we've had. Yesterday obviously coming back down, said to you guys, for me personally, this weekly resistance is our final stance. But if we break underneath that, obviously there is still always the possibility now of trading down to this key level, where we can look to hold that to trade back up. So again, it's a bit of a mixed bag. As Chris said, obviously you got NFP week, so literally anything can happen with NFP week. So again, that's kind of why you can even be neutral, but you could get a big week with something like this trade all the way down, having like these bottom wicks and then flipping going bullish completely. So literally you always kind of got to be a little bit aware of all those. But on the 4 hour, you can see we already basically traded to yesterday's EQ, where we kind of rejected, and today just have a little bit of a pullback. I always say to you guys on the daily, this will just kind of be that bottom wick and I'll start trading back up. So as you start dropping down to our lower time frames, we can already see that switch starting to happen and that momentum. Obviously starting at our Asia highs, sets at Asia lows, back at Asia highs now. But obviously if we can see a bit of a break here, possibly look to hold Asia highs, go for that daily pivot, the EQ, and not only there, right to the middle, you got that weekly resistance. Then I think it's game on again, because what happens, either dollar's going to reject off that again, and I think we'll see that bearish momentum come through. But if we do break above, we can look for that support and continuation to get back into the fight for the dollar. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So I'm bullish, but we are aware maybe on the weekly a bit more of a neutral stance. Then over to daily, to NAS on the daily. I'm also quite bearish now. We were neutral, but obviously we had this massive break purely because we said we were aware of all of this range over here. All this top wick showing us that the buyers just can't take control, and the sellers coming in, literally closing it out yesterday. So for me, example, we are at this weekly support, but again, now we have a massive wick to go fill. Again, when we look at this over here on the 4 hour time frame, this is a perfect one for me. Nice bullish engulfing to kind of go back to the support level, where we can then, or rejection level, and then start reject off of that. Slowly coming down over here. If we can get a closure underneath here, we can see hopefully that pump of volume to sell off of that daily key level and psychological level of 1800 flat. So personally, that's what I'll be looking for the day. We have already just one way been sweeping to the downside. So I think the thing you have to watch out for is this definitely can have a bit of a pullback, maybe to get into the Asia range, test Asia highs, and then have that melt off later in the day. So just keep an eye out for that. But if you guys are in this already, personally I think maybe just wait for the retest of Asia lows, and then you can see if that holds, see that continuation down to the 1800 level. But US30 was the one we said we actually were quite bullish on, but having honestly out of the two, just having such better movement. Yesterday obviously breaking below here nice and clearly onto our next support level, and then again on that S2 you can see over there, so breaking the support, pulling right back up to the support turn rejection now, and literally see us doing the exact same as NAS. Obviously yesterday having a bit more of a fight in us, but I think if we can see the same thing as I said earlier, maybe trade up just to get those Asia lows that are untested, hold that as rejection, we could see that continuation, break Asia lows, take the lows, and that pump of volume to see the continuation to the downside. So again, I'm quite neutral, but again, I am leaning a bit more to the bearish side personally for the indices.
Right, is that you, Keeks?
Yeah. Or have you done gold already?
No, I'm doing gold now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Chad, let me just do this real quick. Alright, gold. Weekly, we talked about it. We are bullish on the week. You can clearly see the weekly breakout pattern, taking last week's high. It's been a one-way push. On the daily, we've got this weekly S1 level here. We've got this breakout zone here. I don't know if we're going to retest it because we still have untested zones all the way down here. So gold one way, as mentioned yesterday, where's the path of least resistance? Actually talked about it while we were in Joburg, Keeks.
Yeah.
I think we were in Joburg. Yeah. Where is it? No, it wasn't in Jan. But anyways, we were actually looking at gold, and I said people trying to short it, and the path of least resistance is obviously bullish because there's a lot less bearish candles, and the moves down lower are actually more tamed than the moves to the upside. So again, cannot be bearish up until we get some type of swing high pattern. And on the 5 minute, what do we have on the 5? We've got a nice Asia range here. We've got the weekly R2 here, Chad. That's one thing I do want to note. But 80 is still firmly bullish. Asia low still intact. Asia high still intact. This weekly R2. So very, very simple for me, Chad. Whatever we do around this level, this is going to determine what we do for the rest of the day. A little bit later when we talk about FOMC, think about it this way. If price is driving one way, it is already pricing in potentially a weaker NFP, and even if NFP comes out weaker, you can actually see the opposite reaction as to what the majority expect, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But weekly R2, that's what we're going to monitor. Daily time frame, let's quickly look at GBPUSD. Daily yesterday, I was neutral. What did I tell you guys? I'm neutral due to the fact that we were trading at the 200 daily EMA. I said we can come all the way back here to retest this breakout zone, even a little bit deeper all the way up there. And it seems like we are starting to form some type of intermediate support. Still neutral on the day because at any stage can we start breaking down this level. And the 5 minute, what do we have on the 5? Let's quickly look at the 5. Beautiful Asia range. There's that 200 EMA daily level. I would love for us to trade back into this level here. And whatever we do at this level, that's going to determine whether I take the short continuations or whether I'm going to go for that reversal play all the way back up to 12600. So still relatively muted in the middle of the Asia range. Just going to sit on my hands and wait for the open to see what we do there. Euro USD, yesterday I was bearish. I told you guys that if we hold below this key level, we can continue on to the next. But what did we do? We took out the previous daily low, created a weekly low, now starting to push bullish. Again, I'm going to be neutral on this purely due to the fact that NFP week, we could be trading in a range, not going to try and swing anything. But if we hold above this level, what's going to happen, you know, very simply, we're going to go and retest that 200 EMA level right here, which is actually there now. So we'll be testing that level to the upside. That's also the weekly pivot. So neutral on the day for me, 5 minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? Why do we have so many Asia ranges here? Let me just delete this Asia. All right, chat. So big Asia, or not big, what is this? Oh, 10 pips, looks a lot bigger. 80 is still relatively muted, started to come to the upside and now starting to trade lower. So I'm going to monitor Asia lows for potential short continuations. Otherwise, if we hold Asia lows, I'm going to try and get those longs all the way back to the weekly pivot. UJ real quick, and UJ weekly time frame neutral. As mentioned, we are trading into quite a steep supply area. So at any stage, can we just reject this level? Last week taking out the previous weekly high, closing bearish, but this week still trying to push to the upside. Daily time frame, what do we have on the day? I was neutral yesterday and still neutral today. We've got a daily range, and very simply for me, if we can hold above 150, 173, I'll look long. Otherwise, we're going to try and play this range and see if we can get to the bottom end of the range if we start rejecting their 5 minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? 80 is still looking firmly bullish. Weekly pivot tested early during Asia, and we've got the daily pivot Asia highs. So this zone here for the bulls, if we can hold that, then I would look for potential long continuations. 2 more pairs, then it's over to my man Keegs here. Weekly as well on GJ, we talked about it, also trading into a supply zone. Weekly, I am bearish due to the fact we took out a previous weekly low. Daily time frame for me now is neutral. I almost wanted to say bullish because we took out a previous daily high, but still neutral for me because at any stage can we just come down to break lower. This order flow is still bearish, creating lower lows, lower highs. But I'm going to say neutral to potentially bullish. I want to hear what Keegan says. But neutral to potentially bullish. 5 minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? Okay, beautiful Asia range. Trading above the 200 EMA. 80 is starting to cool to the upside. We've got Asia highs here untapped, breaking through. So if we can hold Asia highs, Chad, I'll potentially start looking for some long positions. And then EJ, last one for me, and then it's over to Keeks. 9 minutes left. All right. EJ also neutral on the day for me due to the fact that we had this break of structure on Monday, and I can only really get bullish again once we start trading above this weekly pivot level, which is also close to that key level. So we can either reject it to continue lower, or that test on the weekly S1 yesterday that we missed is going to be the next target area. So 80 is starting to push up nicely bullish. I hope some of you took that divergent move we talked about yesterday here. It was on the close of the hourly, so I wouldn't have taken it. Already taking the GJ longs for minus 9.5 pips, but very, very simple for me on Euro JPY. If we can trade above the Asia highs, something like this, I will look for potential longs. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for this key level up here, and let's see if we can get above it. But that is me. Keegan is going to finish you guys up and finesse you with his technical ability.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, let's start off with gold. So gold as well, we are obviously quite still very, very much bullish. But we had quite a big move yesterday, and honestly not really that much of a reason to have this kind of move. So what we're going to see, obviously again, NFP week, a lot can happen. So we can see literally almost a little bit of consolidation with this massive move yesterday. He's in the R2 and literally almost hit a brick wall, not doing much after that. So one thing I will note though is as you start dropping out to the time frames, you'll see already this was our high yesterday, where we basically stopped off and literally momentum started to slow down. This morning trading all the way up, trying to break these highs with where we failed, holding the basically that R2 again to try can we get for round 2 where we also failed again. So again, definitely showing me the buys are starting to battle a little bit there. Not that we're going to say that it's a definite sell, but you can see maybe a little bit of a momentum switch here. So what we can see is always a little bit of correction of what happened on the previous day. As I always said, there wasn't a reason for that trade to happen. So what we're going to look for today is we want to see the buys happen, but again, be quite aware of the sells notice NFP week. So obviously at this point in time, you've got Asia lows, Asia highs set, failing to test Asia highs. So that's a key thing we want to take note of. So if we can start breaking lower and lower, we want to see obviously first thing Asia lows being retested and see what happens when we test Asia lows. If it holds a support or do we break. If we start breaking, obviously on that close, look for a retest. First target will be the daily pivot EQ, and then even the weekly resistance where we kind of started our move from yesterday. As you can see on the higher time frames, you'll see it a bit more clearly where we just started having this runaway trade. There we go, you can see over there. So that definitely could be on the cards for us today. But again, same thing, we don't want to just be advocating the sells just because, oh well, it's very much bullish. So you could get this kind of little sweep to the downside, setting and taking the lows of the day, and then turn around, like for example at the daily pivot, the EQ, see that change of character, come back into the range, and come back for these Asia highs that, or again, as we said, untested. So we do just want to be well aware of that on the day. But again, I do think if we're going to see the sells, it's going to be quite aggressive. So we might not be able to get in on that, but again, if we do start holding supports, I definitely think we can get back in on the buys. Just again, taking note of what DXY is doing. If that either rejects, if we get to that weekly resistance, obviously the buys are on the table. If this starts continuing, I definitely, as I said, the sells can really be on for gold. Not massive, but just to basically retrace the move we had yesterday. So just be quite aware of that one. On to UJ. So UJ, I am still very much bullish, guys. Yesterday, obviously trading bearish, holding that rejection zone. This morning, basically testing the weekly pivot and then having a massive turnaround on the day. So as you can see, we're basically stuck in this little range here on the 4 hour. But the big difference for me is this time why I'd say we're bullish is every time if you touch the low, the high, you went to the low to the high, and it was just this ripple effect. But this time around we broke that structure by basically coming down, holding the weekly pivot and turning it around. So that's definitely showing us the buyers are starting to play this game now. So if we can get back into this resistance zone, very good chance, because of how strong the buyers are, we can see the possible break this time and continuation. So we just want to keep an eye out on that. The yen, I think, is definitely taking some shots. So we're going to see that in basically all of the yen pairs today. I must say personally, if you guys know me, this is basically OG me. I love this when I see this on a continuation play, that we've now been able to consolidate, let the EMAs catch up, and you've had a crossover of all three pairs. Your EMAs over here, your 50 and your 20 have switched over, and then your 200 running nice and smooth above the 200 now. So this is, on that note, a perfect setup there for me. But again, obviously would have taken this off Asia highs, but that's already happened. Go over to GJ. GJ, you're going to see the same thing. So all of these players are going to start becoming very, very valid for me now. We basically traded on yesterday, holding this 4-hour support level, which turned out quite beautifully. If anything, that would be risky just to enter purely in once you tap that zone. But personally, I think over here, the weekly supply would have been good enough. Having that break, big pullback, holding the weekly supply, you could have entered and then seen that continuation. But moving in today, obviously when we look there on the 4-hour, you still have, example, weekly pivot. That's an easy target. So I definitely think, I do agree with Chris, if we could see some plays above Asia highs, I'd love to see us retest, hold, and go long for that weekly pivot as a first TP. So definitely on the cards for me today over there. Over to EJ. EJ, or again, very, very much the same thing. It's not that these pairs aren't doing well. The Yen is actually the one that's taking some shots here. So we're going to see basically that same ripple effect on all of these. Traded down, weekly supply holding, and very much just turning around over there. On the 4-hour, you've kind of got this little structure break. You can see we've had our pullback. Now definitely a continuation. You look at the previous 4-hour, you can see these were a lot smaller. Yeah, we basically just absolutely take it over. So definitely momentum is in our favor. So we just want to be aware, obviously, of this little rejection zone coming up here, if we can trade into that. So obviously, first thing, if we can get into that, see if there's any major pullbacks. Otherwise, look for that break and continuation for the weekly pivot and even further onwards to the upside. On the 15, you will see that almost the same thing. They've all crossed over a little bit earlier. So EJ, I think, is the least likely I like out of all of them. But the fact is, EJ is almost making a little 15-minute support here, which is quite nice. So you've either got, for example, if you look here, you've got like a nice week low, but at the same time, you've also got an Asia range of a week high. So again, very, very much a kind of easy little mini range there you trade in between. So definitely, if you see the break of the one, you could like to see that volume. So break it Asia highs, hold, and go for it. So definitely is still there, but probably the least favorite out of the three for me. Over to the majors. EU, we're going to see basically a nice possible turnaround, but again, I'm not completely flipped on the dollar yet. So this thing could have a bit of a pullback, but again, not even hitting its rejection zone. So I always say to you guys, if something breaks, you only know it's broken and held that level once it's retested and held. So we could see a possible trade up to this zone and then see the rejection. So we just want to take note of that, as we can see we traded up, but again, momentum already starting to slow down. So we'll just take note of what happens when we get here. If we reject, we'll start seeing those sells coming. Otherwise, again, very simple, break, hold. We can see the continuation come in over there. Obviously, take note though, we are basically already back at Asia lows. So if we do break Asia lows, it's very, very much simpler. We can see us trade down for that daily pivot of yesterday, even possibly the weekly supply. So this is where you'll look for that support to be found. Otherwise, the break and continuation. Then over to GU. GU, again, very much the same thing, but a little bit of steps ahead. We are trading basically up, testing that weekly supply now, and again, as we said, rejecting it. So that's what we want to take note of. Again, rejected that level and already trading back down to Asia lows. So pretty much perfect over there. Nice rejection, close back into the Asia range. And again, even though you're coming back low, you're going to have the crossover of all the EMAs. So I must say for GBPUSD, this is the better one for me. But against the dollar, I must say I'd like the continuation sell. So if we can break Asia lows, hold under Asia lows, get that daily pivot, we can see that continuation over there. But that is everything from our side.
Chad, markets are open and in motion. Hope you guys are ready. Round one, fight. Okay. Kiggs, that was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Feeling all right there.
We got to get it done, bro. Got to get it done.
How's those shorts looking?
Going good so far. Eh?
Chad, Keegan getting into some nasty shorts there.
We basically in the cells from
Pre-market.
22.86 basically.
22.86. This man is a pre-market trader.
You know what? To be fair, hey, my thing was, I used to trade I do trade key levels,
And,
and my
at
thing
your level.
was, I kind of started trading away from it because I was adapting and just trying new things, and I was seeing a bit of my win rate go down, and I
Okay.
was like, you know what? When it came to these pairs, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So it was a case of I wanted to start going back to what I was doing, and the results have started coming back. So
Chad, hope you guys are ready. How's everyone doing? Andre Nevote, I think it was Andre that was sending me a DM yesterday, passing phase 1. Just want to mention to you guys that when you pass phase 1, that is the most difficult stage done.
yeah,
Like, I almost want to say, if you really take your time now with phase 2, it is very unlikely that you will fail. Take it easy. Phase 1, that is, I almost want to say 80% there. Hardest part is done. So, Andrew Nevote, well done to you, my brother. Geeks trading, yeah, you'll actually see that if I zoom into him, you'll see his eyes go a little bit squint. He's turning Asian a little bit. So, all love to my Asian brothers and sisters. Chad, but markets are open and in motion. DXY right up against the Asia highs. What's US30 doing? I actually want to quickly check what happened overnight during Asia. Nikkei closing down 1% overnight, so quite a bit of bearish order flow there. Hang Seng as well down 1.27%, going for that gap close that we had after Easter. So quite a bit of bearish order flow coming through the cracks there from Asia, and then also dollar looking like it's on a mission here. And this aircon, we actually asked the guy to give us a setting to make it actually smell like a sweaty ass crack, and I think they really hit it, Keeks. They really delivered on that. So the aircon giving us this beautiful ass sweat smell. I don't know what we're gonna do here, because they've been here maybe 3 times already this year, so might as well tell the landlord to chuck this out. I don't know if there's people in the gym. I think they're funneling people that it's actually training here behind Keeks, funneling all of that ass smell through here. Holy
it would make
smokes.
sense.
Just a lot of ass coming through here, Chad, but we'll survive. We'll survive. Caitlin already came in here. Is it still? I still smell it. Oh. All right, Chad. So we battling some aircon issues here this morning. But yeah, let's see. 15-minute shuffle. Gonna wait for that. Looking at the yen pairs, USD, JPY looking to be the stronger one here this morning. EJ, we obviously have the CPI figures coming out at 11, so might stay clear of that for a bit. But GJ looking for that retest on Asia highs. Let's see what we get there. Aircon ass, yes, my bro. Had to specially had to get a special order on that. It's actually a filter they put in just to get that smell in there. Terrible, but anyways, we'll see what do we do there, guys. Then check out the Top Trader podcast we did. I think that was the industry chats one. I think next week my individual one will come out, and the week after that Keegan. And please go and support the guys from Top Trader SA, Solid Gents, MJ and Ngobile. Really solid guys doing phenomenal work there. Really inspired us to see what the level that they produce at and the level of quality they produce. So big shout out to them for hosting us. So please support that initiative, guys. And then also Thank you for all the support on this channel, dropping a like daily, joining us daily. It is really an honor and a privilege. For the new time comers or the new visitors, we also want to thank you for joining in here. Stick around. Be sure to check out the Discord. A lot of free education under the education section. A lot more coming. With Vault Funder, we are busy planning an amazing project which I think you guys are going to love. Very similar to Project 5130, but with a twist. Let me just put it this way, the two Gs are going head to head with their teams. So
You guys aren't going to want to miss this one.
this is going to be a banger, so stay tuned. Also, maybe I'm going to throw you guys a little, just for you 121 people here, 40% discount on Vault Funder. There's the code, all capital NFP, 40%, because a lot of guys were crying they didn't get the Easter code. So there's the code for you guys. Hasn't gone it hasn't gone live on social media, but it's already available to use. The only twist is that it is only for the $50,000 accounts to $100,000 accounts, and for the 1 million to 2 million. So that is the only twist, the 1 million to 2 million. Garen Rule in the house, another celebrity, one of our celebrity friends there from CPT in the mother city, Garen Rule. He's got one of the slowest B58s in Cape Town. No, I'm kidding. Garen really enticed me to also put a young downpipe on my car.
Hey, you got to do it, bro. You got to do it.
You can do it. Hey, the new project is gonna be fire, guys. Just a little bit of planning that needs to go into it. So before we actually launch it, I almost want to say we will only be launching it next month, purely due to the fact there's quite a bit of logistics that's involved with it. Just some tech that we need to develop. I think we might as well say Keeks, but because I don't think, or do you think the other guys are going to execute all the lurkers that are on here?
Nah, I think we leave it. Leave
Okay,
the guys
okay,
waiting for this
okay.
one. We let them wait to see what our next move is. What the next,
Because
the
I
second
think,
checkmate is.
Somebody sent me, I think Mad Charts is also copying what you are doing.
Oh, really?
Your trading. So we might as well close the live streams as well. Then these guys won't be able to give signals anymore. Because here's the thing, Chad. There's a lot of lurkers on here. And we see you. We see you lurking there. Handro, we did change the dashboard back. I don't know why the tech team did that. So they were supposed to first send us the test link, and they just went ahead and executed on that. So a little bit of a fumble from their side. So, but that will be sorted this week. Also Capitec. So part of the new dashboard is that I'm already telling you guys now. Going forward, if you register, you're going to need to put in your ID, and if you want to use Capitec and you're already registered, you're going to need to go onto your client dashboard under your personal profile and just update your ID field there. as mentioned, Capitec is the only bank that requires your ID number to be captured. And that is one of the reasons we haven't had Capitec onboarded yet. Jonathan, good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. That podcast with Top Trader was brilliant. Keenan, sorry, brother. What is that? You gave me an indicator with the $5 grids. Just want to make sure, is it this one? The whole numbers. Because when I put it in, it doesn't work. You gave me one last time for gold. Keenan Benjamin, one and only. Keeks, you must have taken profit now already. Or
Nope.
not?
We're still running, brother.
Swinging for the fences.
It's not a swing, bro, when you can do it repeatedly.
Hey. All right, Chad. DXY breaking through Asia highs as mentioned. Let's see if we can hold this 200 retest. US30 still within the Asia range. Nothing much here for me. Nasdaq taking a little bit of a dive as mentioned. Need to monitor what's happening here. But I do think it's starting to diverge quite a bit here on the accumulation distribution. So very interesting on Nasdaq, but we'll see what she does a little bit later. Gold just absolutely ripping to the downside here. And for me, 80 is still bullish. We're going to need to see what we do at this level. And then we can start potentially looking at some executions. GBPUSD still in a little bit of no man's land, still within the Asia range. Asia highs have been taken. I almost want to say a safe continuation sell for me would be something like this. That is the one setup I'll be looking for. Otherwise, if we start diverging here, I'll start to look for potential longs to take it back into the range. Quite a bit of range that we can trade there. Euro USD starting now to fumble here at the lows. So we can monitor this daily pivot all the way down here. Alrighty. Let's see what we get here. Okay, UJ already almost at that key level. GJ holding Asia highs. EJ still just building up this liquidity here to the upside. Keeks, you were bullish on the yen pairs, eh?
Yeah. Bullish on them.
Bula, your screen is clean. I love it. Yeah, I actually use this spray to clean my screen. So yeah, there it is. Neo Vision. It's almost like an alcohol spray. But yeah, that's what I use to keep the screen clean. Tiamo, good morning, good morning. Quick question. When you take a trade, for instance, now like you did early this morning, and obviously you're going to lock something in, do you mentally feel like you switch off for the rest of the session, or are you still locked into...
I feel like I'm actually more locked in.
Because you've got that margin now.
Yeah, but also not that you've got the margin. It's a case of... It's like I'm alert. Like my brain's already watching because I'm managing another trade.
Yeah.
So yes, the nerves off the table because you're risk free. Like you already had like stop losses in profits, all this type of stuff. But you switched on now to kind of spot. Like your mind's focused now.
Just want to grab this little flyer. All right, guys. DXY back at that 200 EMA. We're going to need to see what she does here. US30 starting to make its way higher. Nasdaq looking like it wants to get back into the Asia range. gold at Asia lows. Let's monitor it. That's also the 200 EMA. That's why I said I'm going to see what we do there.
What do you think about GJ, Chris?
GJ I actually like for the longs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see. This is not the only thing though, is it's very chop. And what you also mentioned yesterday is if you look at the impulsive move was down, and this could all technically just be correction.
Yeah.
Because this is not, if you look at the amount of time it took to get down here and how long it took now to basically just retrace, if you take, let's say, this move here, it's now basically at the 62, almost at the 70%. So almost 3 times as long just to recover 62% of this move down.
Yeah.
So I'm just very aware of that.
You can see where the strength is at.
Yeah, so this is all very overlapping, Chad. So when you talk about overlap, it's where the highs and the lows basically cross one another, where this was a clean move down. So yeah, it's a tricky one, but you're also looking for potential longs on the...
Yeah. That I am.
I'm really locking in here to Euro USD. I want to see potential if we can get a break of structure here lower. DXY. Alright, chat. Gold. Gold, I wouldn't have really taken anything as of yet. We're still just creating some impulse legs, so
There's no reason also to like, for me, for example, you're asking if I took anything off if I'm out yet. Like,
No.
there's no reason to close yet.
I would say if you start holding these Asia lows on gold, then obviously, but it's traded below.
Yeah.
So for the guys that also took the shorts with Keegan here somewhere, this is obviously the level you need to monitor.
I'm nearly at TP anyway, so like I'm just chilling now.
Euro USD, I'm just going to set some alerts here, chat. I potentially want to catch this continuation move. 107.65, so let's see if we can get in there. Break of structure. Let's just set those alerts here. Break of structure. Okay, very, very simple. 200 EMA, 80 is starting to push bearish. UJ also can't really trade into this as of yet. GJ, yeah, GJ, I'm actually gonna set some alerts here. 190.74. GJ, let's see what we get there. Just a young boss. Jock and boss. Okay, Euro. Let's see what she does. Just want to get my charts ready, chat, so you guys don't fall off your chair when I say I am short. Euro USD. Okay. Alrighty, chat. Euro USD, just be on alert. If we get that break of structure, potentially going to look for some shorts. Then also we need to monitor what DXY is doing. DXY currently holding that level. Next big hurdle for the dollar is going to be up here. That is if we hold here. Otherwise, all of this is just a fake out. But just looking at the accumulation distribution, this thing looks firmly bullish. So let's see if we can get that play. Also going to set some alerts on GU 12565. So we've got some plays that we can potentially execute on here today. So What are you looking for on GJ? Also that break of structure, session
Yeah.
highs.
So I'm
Okay.
even just happy like with a break above Asia highs now, like this closure above Asia highs. I'm
Yeah.
happy to take it.
Yeah, Chad, GJ, okay, GJ, also keep GJ, sure. Things are cooking up here. Things are getting heated here, Chad. There's bosses going off charts, breaker blocks.
We're gonna
We're throwing everything at it today. Judas swings, power of 3, harmonic pattern, Elliott wave patterns, classical price patterns. We're throwing everything at it today, my dude.
everything, the kitchen sink.
Bro, we're throwing ICT, SMT, SMD,
We're not playing games yet today, Chad.
smart money divergence, throwing a young cot report at it. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, currently euro. Oh, okay. Just want to see. We still have quite a bit of time before that CPI news. Okay, Chad, lock it in here. Lock it in 1 minute. 1 minute before we execute. Let's just make sure. All we want to see is a nice break of structure here. This is the session low. Very simple. If we execute here, we don't want this thing playing around here. This right there is the session low. We want to see volume coming in. So okay, 55 seconds, Chad. 55 seconds. Are we going to close below here? Are we going to get that powder wet here? Selling low, buying high. $30 seconds. What's DXY doing? Okay. All right.
And there we go. I've closed out my position.
All right, Chad. 10 seconds. 10. Heart rates elevate. Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't. Chad, no execution. Flat body closure up against that area there. Cannot execute. Need that body to close below. So that is a no bueno from me. What is gold doing? All right, gold, yeah, 22.75. Okay, we can monitor this. Can't execute if it didn't close below, Chad. GU is technically the weaker one on the day, already down 0.08%. So technically we should be shorting GU and not EU. But yeah, this is what we're looking for on GU. So just going to patiently wait here. Patiently wait. Okay, how many pips is this? 2. Okay, relatively tight. Edge is playing with you guys. Please go and check out Edge's channel as well. One of the OG members, Forex Insights SA. I'm going to pop his link up a little bit later here as well. please go and support Ed's channel, doing phenomenal work here. Not because he gave us a good review, but just because Ed is a stand-up guy, and doing YouTube takes a lot of time, takes a lot of almost almost want to say, not really confidence, but to put yourself out there on camera, prepping your content, editing the video. I've got major respect for content creators, and I will always support anybody that's doing YouTube, that's doing some type of content, because I know personally what time and effort it takes to shoot the content, edit. So big shout out to Ed, Forex Insights SA, 2G's new visitor, new subscriber from Top Trader SA, beautiful Sheriff X. Welcome, my brother. Shorting to you with this DXY bullishness. Jakes, are you asking me or are you telling me, brother? I don't know if that question mark at the end threw me off a little bit. But yeah, definitely looking short, my brother. Oh, asking, yeah. So remember, I said I purely just want to see this move here. Then I want to see it maybe even range a little bit here. Just build up some of that short volume, and then once we get a little break of structure there, I can short that, and then I'm just waiting for Euro here. This actually makes Euro a lot easier for me now. If we execute the shorts here, there's the session low. If we can hold here and not just flush, I'm happy to execute this, but let's see.
Oh, there's deep here on gold.
Keegan, bro, when are you starting your signals? Because the people want these signals.
Guys, we just showing it to you, so when the signals come out, you guys will be ready for it.
Okay.
You'll be ready for it.
Is it the VVVIP
The
signal?
BB Plus group.
Triple VIP with the BB
Yeah.
Plus.
That's it, bro.
Nila, good morning. Quick question, and maybe Keys can give his insight as well. Do you consider level tested in Asia, or do you want that same level to be tested in session?
What type of level are we talking here?
I'm thinking he's talking about like Asia highs or Asia
I
lows.
think for me personally, Asia lows and Asia highs, the most crucial time it's tested is the first time.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope that answers your question. Like, obviously, I will take note of it in future. I mean, if it's been tested more than 3-4 times, then it's irrelevant to me, really. But I will take note of it. But again, most crucial is the first test of that area.
Motive Hub, we are looking to sell. We are looking short while we're trading below this 200 EMA there, and while we're trading below the Asia lows. As soon as we get a break of structure here, we're going to look to short, and you will know exactly when we're short. For the new guys, please, we trade live here, so it's not a thing of after the fact. We post some shit on Instagram. Oh, gold killed, murdered, destroyed, deep profits. No.
Yeah, to be fair,
that was at 6 o'clock.
I told you
stream.
guys earlier,
Yeah.
mine was at 6 o'clock. Like, the minute we jumped on, I told you I was in a trade.
So yeah, we'll literally say, for the new guys, if I'm taking a short, I will literally say, all right, I am taking a short right here. My stop is there. My take profit is there. I'm going to tell you how I manage the trade. When I go break even, when I take partial profits, exactly. We literally put the food on the spoon. I've said it before. All you need to do is just keep your mouth open. Let us just bring that spoon into your mouth. And
Sorry, just to answer Ed your question, brother. Where I took it was the weekly R2. It's the weekly R2, not the R1. It is there at the same place, but obviously I took it on a lower time frame. So for me, I was taking it off the 30 minutes. So it's actually what I spoke about this morning, where you can see from yesterday, well, basically midnight, you can see where we closed the high of. And then this morning, where we set our Asia high is literally just underneath that of the high of yesterday, showing me that we failed to break the high. And then when we came back for the retest, which was at 6 o'clock, we failed to go higher again. And then the next time, where we had basically, that's when I entered on a lower time frame. And then funny enough, I actually got stopped out the first time at break even. It came back then at 6:45, literally stopped me out at break even, but it started turning again on the 5 minutes, and I re-entered purely because even though it did stop me out, it failed to go higher again. So it showed me a pattern that the buyers just can't get in past that point, and that's why I took the trade.
Jacob Matejani, I came after your interview with Top Traders SA. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for the support. Yeah, awesome podcast with the guys from Top Trader SA. Big shout out to MJ and Mobile.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't watched it yet,
up,
definitely go
guys.
check it out. I think there was some gems dropped there as well.
And then the personal interviews coming next week, where I share a little bit of my story. Yeah. But for most of you, you already know a lot about me, my story. And like I've mentioned before, I was a lot of you many years ago, trying to find my way in the markets, trying to make sense of it all, having many ups, having many downs, after a massive week, already planning big things, then the next week getting absolutely destroyed and getting your dreams crushed real quick. So again, that's why I can stand on this platform and tell you guys I've been there, I've experienced it, I know the ups, I know the downs. It is not easy. As I said in that one interview section as well, influencers trying to act like trading is easy. That's the first issue when you underestimate your opponent. Trading is not easy. Even after many years, trading methodology, trading knowledge, that is the easy part. The big part, the mental part, is the tough part. Learning a strategy, executing that is a very small part of trading. The biggest battle is in here, and Keegan will tell you as well.
Wait, what are we talking about?
No, I'm saying trading, I don't want to say the influencers, but it is mostly the guys that sell the lifestyle, all of that, try to make out like trading is this very easy like thing you just do over a weekend. You do a course and then all of a sudden you're this market destroyer.
Yeah.
And I said, like, you have to give it the respect. That's why Tyson Fury almost got clapped by Francis Ngannou. He didn't give him the respect he deserved.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, trained like this was the biggest fight of his life, and that's why he clapped Ngannou. But that's the thing in life. You can never, ever underestimate your opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get a quick surprise.
Beverly France, please just check out my Instagram. I actually did one on lot sizes due to that question we always get asked. So Instagram handle is in the description of this video. It is at Chris_marketbull.
It should also just be literally on the top of the channel, isn't it? As well, literally on the top of the screen.
It is, yeah. So you can actually check right there. That's Keegan's one. And then on top there, at Chris_marketable. Actually, the 2 videos on how to calculate your lot sizes for Rand accounts and dollar accounts. So we've got you on that one, Beverly France. It was a great part, very informative. Beautiful SNR. I don't really think it was that informative, but I think it was just addressing some of the issues we've got in the trading industry, in the community. And slowly but surely, things are starting to change. Obviously, we'll never be able to rid the industry of its evil completely. For instance, like I see Mad Charts having lifetime signals again. Cancelled the lifetime signals, brought it back again. Will most probably cancel it again going forward. Time freedom. Hey, Keeks. How do I preach time freedom and I must send you signals? And then 3 months later, oh fuck, my prop firm failed. People caught me out renting a Ferrari.
I don't do signals because I don't need your money.
I don't need your money. Bro, that child. That is one child I wouldn't mind to blix him. Really. Fucking idiot. Sorry guys, that guy honestly boils my blood. Level of stupidity is just absolutely insane. Grown ass man with kids sitting behind a mask. You can't make this stuff up, bro.
Yeah,
You're honestly a grown man sitting there like a child behind a mask, renting Ferraris and Lamborghini EURUSDs to take pictures, to chase clout. What a fucking idiot. Sorry guys, I'll repent later tonight.
There we go. That's how we all in cancelling relaunching works at marketing stunts at Impress. Yeah.
Then once he's charged everybody's money again, he's gonna come on there. Hey guys, signals have been bad. Roleo Jack exposed how cuck my signals are. I'm gonna make this a discussion group. All of you guys can send signals to one another. Thank you for all of those subscriptions. I'm financially good now for a while to go back into my cave and maybe rent some more cars. Act like it's my own. Put a small little sticker like this on the back for the day. And then say I'm going to post a full YouTube video of how I took delivery of the car.
You know how bad that must be though, hey? Like, because my thing is also, hey, firstly, like, you don't wear the mask everywhere you go. So whatever friends you have, they obviously see you on the weekend and stuff like that.
He doesn't have friends because you can't. The thing is, if you're friends with a guy like that, your IQ level actually drops. So you actually want to not be in his. You'll need to read like a book afterwards just to bring your IQ level back to normal.
Please make a demo account option on Vault Markets. I'm pretty sure there is one.
I think there's on MT4 if I'm not mistaken. I must just check. I believe there is a demo option.
But my thing is just like, you make it such like a proud moment. Like, bro, trust me, if I just bought a Ferrari, every single friend of mine in PE, that same day, I'm going to come visit you. You guys are going to go for test drives in the car. I'm going to take you guys for a spin. Like, we're going to have a jolt. That car's going to be at freaking breakfast runs. I'm going to like have a time of my life with it. Now it's like, hey, we celebrate with you. And we all see the car once and then it's gone. And whenever I come to your house for a bra, the car's not there. Like, it's gone. Like, Is it not a bit skeptical?
No, out of all the influences, that guy's the most irritating. I have to be honest.
Oh, Trinique at Forex Rouse. I sent them your video on how to spot a fake guru. I still think actually that fake guru video was a banger.
I'm busy with it. I'm actually planning a trip, but it's a little short notice. I was supposed to go on Monday to Tax Consulting SA to do a very comprehensive, I want to say, podcast / interview regarding tax. I had to actually delete that previous one because it becomes very tricky when you talk about CFD trading and stock trading. So stock trading, if you trade less than 12 trades, I think it's 12 trades a year or a month, I must just check, they sent me everything, that is classified not really as trading, that's more investing. Then you pay CGT. So they actually contacted me. That video did very well. That would have been most probably one of our best performing videos. It was sitting at 42k when I deleted it, but CGT is purely for investing. And if you trade less than a certain, if you place less than 12 trades, that is still classified as investing and not trading. But when it comes to CFDs and forex, that is classified as income tax that you need to pay. So two types of income tax: provisional taxpayer, where you pay in part, two parts. The first one I think is in September and then in Feb again. And basically how it works for those guys that haven't had a tax directive, you basically calculate, let's say it's the first time you're doing your tax assessment, you can use previous data to determine, to say, look, on average I make 250,000 Rand a year. That is on average what I make per year. Then you check what bracket you are, and then you'll see, for instance, from the tax tables that your bracket is at 18%. You would then work out what is 18% on that net. So you first need to work out your actual net profit. So any cost of doing business. So let's say your net profit was 100,000 Rand. Then you would only pay tax on the 100,000 Rand, which equates to 18,000 Rand. And then what you do is on that 18,000 Rand, you divide it by 2. So you will do your first provisional tax payment of 9k in September, and then you will do, when you do your final assessment, you'll pay the rest. So let's say, for instance, you didn't make that amount, it was actually less. Then any surplus you paid when you do your final assessment will then be refunded to you. So let's say you overpaid by 5 grand, they will then refund you that 5,000 Rand on your final assessment. So once you do your final assessment, I think it's a RP6, then you will get the refund. So don't stress if you pay too much tax, you will get that refund after you do your final assessment. But I don't want to do too complicated because then you lose guys. And also, again, I'm not a tax professional. I need to be very careful because guys were ripping into me, accountants, this and that, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a tax professional. That's why I pay an accountant to do my tax for me. But I'm trying to educate the guys on it. So GBP reversal bars, potentially. I'm not closed off for the idea because then this becomes the fake out. Remember I said I'm only really fully bullish once we get above here, that zone there. So GBP USD reversal bars not off the cards. Only thing we do need to realize is that even though we are holding here, you can still see that the order flow is bearish. So we're still taking out lows at this stage, still creating lower lows and lower highs. So just keep that in mind. We can start looking for potential buys if we hold here and we actually get another move to the upside, breaking this bearish cycle. So not closed off to the idea, just pointing out that order flow is still bearish at this stage. Did Mo take a trade?
Yeah.
What did he take?
GU bars.
On this engulfing candle?
No.
Wait, on the 200. wait. Where did he take bars?
It's from yesterday already. It was holding it.
Hey Mo.
Oh, not really. Wait, is that where you took it? I think maybe my chart's different is because the time. Yes, it was you awake that earlier. You took it.
Right now, I wouldn't really. I wouldn't really.
I can't even forget, bro. Hold on. Like, were you? What time are you awake? Because I'm just looking from where you had it. That's cuck early in the morning, bro.
Fabio, here's my thing though. How do you do your annual assessment though? Then, if you're saying that stocks or shares need to be held longer than 3 years, how do you do your yearly assessment then? That's why I want to go to tax consulting, because if there's a timestamp on it, how do you use specifically timestamp? Let's say, for instance, this is a timeline in a year, and for instance, you took a trade or you invested in some stock on Jan, then in May you bought some stock, and then some stock in August. So now, how do you calculate 3 years? Because these periods differed, and you most probably sold some stock. So I think just logistically, how do you gather that data to say this is 3 years? And how do you gather the data saying, let's say for instance, you bought 100,000 shares of Apple, but now in that year you maybe sold some of your positions, because that's actually execution taking place. You didn't sell everything. So I just want to make sure on that. There's a lot of technicalities on that I really want to sit down with them and knuckle down on it. Yeah, Andrea, I don't think there's a pro rata. I think it's purely CGT. So some of my investment clients, I've got you purely take what is in there. You take the gain. So let's say less initial capital deposited or invested. You take what the gain is. You add that to the income of what the person had, and that's classified as basically the net gain. So, but I actually told Caitlin yesterday, I think I'm going to do a short course on tax. Actually asked her yesterday to start looking. I think Stellenbosch has got a short course on tax, a 6 month. Because I don't like it to not, I don't want to say no everything, but I hate to be wrong. Taxation. Short course on tax, Stellenbosch. Fabio, are you an accountant? Maybe we can even get somebody in the community. Hey bro, SARS is the SARS is the one entity I don't want to fuck around with. That is the one entity. Fabio, let me know. Are you an accountant, my brother?
Bum, 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 bum.
How many accountants do we have here, Chad? This will be beautiful if we can actually get somebody from the community. Yeah, those accountants are very, very particular in their work, but when it comes to trading, they are loose cannons. Ask me. CAs, when it comes to their work and like just their personality, like very precise, but it's like they let it hang with the trading. Everything that goes into accounting, that stays at accounting. When it comes to trading, it is machine gunning for days. A very good mate of mine, Jean-Pierre Malchas. Yo, that man is that typical accountant, sits with his legs crossed, little Excel spreadsheets. If you go on his Outlook, there's like little folders with everything is like very well placed. And then when it comes to his trading, it's like an animal.
Yeah, I'll be a qualified CA, come here in, pass on my boards, complete my articles this year.
Fabio, get in contact with me. Chad, we're going to do a comprehensive one with Fabio. We're going to do a podcast. He's not qualified yet, so... But he's going to be qualified. We'll qualify him after that.
He'll be qualified with a stamp of approval from the TGs.
Yeah. Cancel that CASA. Any news on the radar today? Yes. CPI. In 1 hour, 7 minutes, we will be launching the CPI sequence. Who else is Neil Skierman? Maybe we get 2 accountants on here. That is beautiful. Neil Skierman, get in contact with me, brother. I would love for us to have a round table regarding tax. We can do it on Zoom. I'll get Mo to do a nice stream layout for us, and we can do that. I feel that is going to be, instead of me traveling to Joburg again, I'm done with traveling for a bit. I am finished. Chad, I'm just going to run. Neil, please, I can confirm as an accountant I trade with no fear. Yes, there you've got it, Chad. So, Neil Skierman and Fabio, please get in contact with me. We're going to do, Chad, we're going to do a round table with some accountants. Also going to show you how these accountants are machine gunners. Very good in accounting, trading, machine gun, everything. But Chad, I'm going to throw over to Keeks. I'm going to see you guys now. Just going to run to the bathroom, maybe make another cup of coffee. As always, shout out to Keenan Benjamin for these beautiful mugs. One of the only guys in the chat that actually sent us a gift. I'm not saying we want gifts, but we've been utilizing these cups.
Not on a daily.
Yeah, this one, Chris Market Bull. That was a beautiful, beautiful gesture. So, Chad, see you guys now. Over to Keeks. Keeks, don't put it on that feed finder. Just keep it on the charts. Okay.
That's the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, honestly, I'm just waiting a bit here, guys. GJ, as we said, didn't want to just take it off straight away off these. Nothing really giving me anything to go of yet. So still being quite patient with those. GJ, GU. GU, maybe we see something hold you at the pivot, but we'll keep an eye out on that. EJ is at that resistance we were talking about now. So we had a bit of a pullback there. I mean, I don't think it would line up, but let's just have a look here. Yeah, you've already passed that 61. So I mean, if you just like getting back under it, flipping bearish, then maybe. We can definitely look at that. Obviously, Asia low is weak, untested, and your daily pivot EQ underneath. So maybe the EJ sells is the play. EU. I don't know about going against the dollar. Dollar is looking quite strong. I mean, I had a little hiccup over there now, but I mean, dollar is looking good. So we said to you guys, we need to take Asia highs and then trade it for that weekly resistance again. Gold. I think I'm done with gold for London session. Caught most of that, so we'll probably wait for the New York session for something with gold. Again, you have that area now that's 2022. 2272 as your first area of support. Otherwise, your next target is at 2258, basically the weekly resistance. So we'll see what happens there. If you guys still want to hold, if you guys are in that, you possibly can still hold. Obviously, just be aware, hasn't had any retest on Asia low since the break. So just be careful if you can go for that retest before continuing lower. Other than that, guys, personally, hey, I'm not really seeing anything too much I love right now in this session. When I'm looking over to gold, UJ, there's a UJ I do actually like the buys on because of that dollar strength. So we had the break retest, it ran. If it does start coming back down, I don't know if I like that. So yeah, I think that would just be a clear RR for me if I'm honest with you guys. Yeah, GJ. So yeah, so maybe the EJ sells are on the table because GJ actually do that. What's the indices doing? Nas breaking this little support area we have here. So maybe Nas sells US30. Honestly, guys, I was thinking of US30 sells when we were testing Asia highs. Purely because of this, you've already had the pullback, failed to break, nice bearish engulfing. So just it's no brainer, go to lower. Yeah, maybe some US30 sells. We'll keep an eye on that one. Just making breaking quick. Be right back. Awesome, G. Good morning, Peach Nation. What's up? Ika, Fabio Wiki. Yeah. Are you trading SMT, ICT, or price action? I trade key levels, brother. Definitely no ICT or SMC. Top Oak, lacquer cups, man. Sure. Good morning. What's up, Bungie? Disney. Thanks to the TG's crew. You know a lot from these streams. I appreciate, brother. Glad to hear that, though. As long as we're helping out with someone, you guys benefiting. Good to see, though. Honestly, the momentum picking up again. We are still on the road to 10k, guys. So again, if you haven't, please just give us a like, sub if you haven't yet. It just helps the channel grow. Some big things coming in the future, so you guys definitely don't want to miss out on those. As you said, like we're being grafted in, so there's a lot behind the scenes, which is still going to benefit you guys a lot. So we'll keep you guys up to date with that one. But as I said, personally, your gold I'm not going to touch. US30 honestly does look the best for me right now, funny enough, but as I said, I don't like really trading them in London session. And maybe the EJ sells. Because even UJ is taking shots, so we can see how that yen is doing. So we'll see what happens there. Liver gold cells on 50-minute supply retest. Yeah, bro. No, the gold cells are definitely there. As I said to the guys, I personally just am out. I've been in a big gold cell the whole morning already. I just took TP earlier, like half an hour ago or 15 minutes ago. So personally, I'm out of it. Giving myself a bit of a break there. I mean, there's no point in sitting for like 2 hours in a trade to get TP and then jump right back in exactly in the same pair, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, personally, it's just, I'm not going to trade gold now for the rest of the London session. Doesn't mean no one else can. I don't know what Chris did with our music, guys. Our music died. But, let's see, yeah. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, okay, there. I was like watching this thing, like it's over moving. Any recommended courses I can do or watch on YouTube? Bro, honestly, I just watch like videos. I personally, I never did like courses on YouTube. I did like proper courses, and then obviously just came over. You do watch your stuff, but I think it's also a bit of common knowledge. That's the thing when it comes to YouTube. You gotta be able to understand what's real, what's not, what's BS, what's not, and then you have to take it on yourself to also then what even might be a 50-50, then you have taken yourself to go back test, try it out, see if it works, add it to your strategy. Remember, I always say to people, not one strategy is going to work for everyone. You got to have something that is yours. And even if I go learn, like all the courses I did, it's not like I trade exactly to those courses. I trade similar, but I've tweaked them, I've added, I've taken things away to kind of make it my own. It's how I execute with it. Hello, can you analyze USD, JPY? We are bullish on it, brother. Just go back to the very beginning of the chat. We had a big, the full analysis on it, but I am bullish on it. Also EU, hope this supply. Oh, sorry guys, but hope the supply holds. Yeah, as I said, guys, So my first thing is, I think it is Voltaire that asked me as well. Was it you that asked me about the gold sells? Yeah, so Voltaire, I just want to show you something, bro. You're literally trading against yourself, because firstly, you want to take a gold sell, which means dollar strength. But at the same time, you want to take an EU buy, which means dollar weakness. Yeah. So you actually literally, you fade in yourself. Just think about that, eh? So either your analysis is wrong, one of your pairs, or yeah, you literally fade in yourself. Green Scheme, are you by any chance trading NAS 100? Yes, I am, brother, but I don't trade NAS in London session. I trade NAS in New York session. So yeah, I do trade NAS, but in New York. That's what I thought. Thanks, man. I'll check again. That's true. EU is wrong. Thanks, G. No problem, brother. Yeah, just always make sure your pairs line up. At least if your pairs are lining, like your analysis is lining up, then I mean, they should be right if it's at least crossing over to each and every pair in the analysis. I think your gold sells are right. I mean, the fact I was also in gold sells, not saying that I'm right, but you've got other people that are seeing the same thing as you. So that you can kind of agree this analysis is right. Then it just depends on the other one. GJ flipping. Yeah. As I say, guys, it definitely could be bullish. We were talking about this, but you just have to be patient with it. See what happens. Higher time frames, you have broken the highs, so it could just be a little pullback and then continuation. So yeah, definitely, like, it's not off the cards. Definitely think GJ, we've had our consolidation period. So I mean, if you start looking at it like this, you've had your consolidation. Let's do it this way. So you had your consolidation over here, then you basically could have your little bit of fake out manipulation, and if this breaks, you can then have your distribution. Does that make sense? So just keep an alert on that side of things.
Sorry, Chad, that wasn't a P. That was a poo, my guy. Sorry. I couldn't. I called EU buys at 106.49 when Chris was looking for sell entry Liesel Foster, well done, my brother. I didn't get any confirms to sell. So well done for catching the buys.
Where did he enter? 107762.
GBPUSD, Chad. Very, very interesting. DXY playing games again,
Yeah, these guys always have these like sniper entries there.
yeah.
Like
Sniper.
EU, like that's on literally the very, very, very.
No, it's Sniper Gang, yeah.
Yes, 07649.
Chad, I'm looking at GU and I almost wanted to execute,
I think
but
you're still on my screen, Chris.
yeah, I'm gonna throw over.
No, I'm just asking you.
Oh,
You're
no,
looking
no.
at something and you're talking to them.
Okay, daily pivot held. There's that little shift we talked about previously. If you guys didn't join previously, so there was that failed lower high. So from that lower high, we didn't take out the low. So you can consider this a change of character, or whatever, a shift, whatever floats your boat. Only thing for me though is the 200 is a key level, and this is an engulfing pattern. We did hold Asia lows, we did hold the daily pivot. My only thing though is we can still reject from here. 6 pips. I ideally want us to trade through this level here, through this 200. If we can trade through that 200 and we can get DXY starting to break lower here, start breaking that structure there, I will feel comfortable in taking that long position. Otherwise, I'm going to sit out. I don't want to take a half-assed entry here on this pair, but this is valid. If you go on the Discord, this is classified as a reversal pattern. And yeah, I just want to see what we do at that 200. I don't want to just jump in something that's not necessary. I'm long on EJ. Hey, Nila. Hey, Nila. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. GJ coming back with a vengeance. Nice, Nila. Nice bullish engulfing here. Asia highs holding. Beautiful, beautiful trade, Nila. You know the drill. Break even there. Once you hit that session high, expectation would be that we're going to create a new high and then continue higher. So very well done, Nila. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful trade. Definitely the stronger one between GJ and EJ. If I wasn't on the toilet, I might have looked at this. But unfortunately, that's part of being a human, guys. It's part of being a human being. There's that key level being rejected. Euro USD, middle of nowhere for me. GU, I might even consider something where if we pierce this 200, if we pierce it like that, maybe take a long. If we pierce it, and then very simple, if we can't hold above it, just kill the trade. So a little bit of a riskier entry. A little bit of a riskier entry, but we'll see. Actually, just gonna revise this here. Let's see if we can get some. You haven't taken anything, Keeks?
No. Nothing's like held, so couldn't take anything.
Oh yeah, Khadija, that's my thoughts on GBPUSD. I like that it's holding here. Let's see. GBP, however, is the weaker one this morning out of the two. And DXY would need to trade away from this 200. DXY would need to trade away, otherwise. Keeks, let's chat about NFP while we wait here, my brother. What is
NFP?
Let's chat about NFP.
Okay, guys. Firstly, I can tell you straight off the bat, there's either going to be a massive buy or a massive sell. So you guys must watch out for it, eh? It comes out exactly at 2:30
When?
on Friday.
Oh man, that'd be a gun. No, but real talk now. Let's form a little bit of a thesis here.
Okay, so
let's
let's
conceptualize it.
let's look at it this way. So, numbers wise, unemployment or NFP, they're expecting a drop. So from a 275 to a 212. And obviously the thing is with NFP, you got unemployment rate coming out at the same time. So they expect a drop in NFP and basically unemployment rate to have a hold, a pause.
So they're expecting a drop in numbers, eh?
Yeah.
Let's quickly get that on here for you guys. Let's while we wait, our alerts are set. Don't stress. We're not gonna miss anything. Okay, economic calendar chalked. Sorry, you've been blocked. Okay, thank you. Okay, I've been blocked. This website is using a security cell from online attacks. What the fuck? Chad, what is this? Attention required. Check if you can get onto.
FX Street.
Yeah. Okay, Chad, that's very weird.
FX Street. Like just the page.
The economic calendar.
Economic calendar.
GJ performing. Yeah, GJ is performing some
Continuity
miracles.
slides. Yeah, I am on it.
Okay, I don't know, something.
Also blocked on FX Street. What are you
Okay,
people? What are you people
something.
doing?
All right, Chad, let's quickly look at it. Friday, employment change. So they're expecting the unemployment rate to remain the same, expecting a 212. Previously, it was a 275. Let's quickly look at... okay, let's take the revisions off. Let's just look at this here quickly. Alright, so previously they were expecting a 175. That was a massive beat. You can see for the most part this year NFP has beat. So to 191, that was a beat. So April expecting us to increase by 50k. Oh my goodness. Okay. Expecting us to increase by, yeah, that's almost a 63k. Sorry, drop. Expecting a drop, yeah. Unemployment rate unchanged. Average hourly earnings expecting an increase there. Let's just quickly look at average hourly earnings. Let's just bring this up to this year. So you can see relatively, I would almost say the median is 0.3. That's why they're expecting a 0.3. All right, Keeks, let's chat about it. Let's chat about that. Okay, Chad. Very very aggressive. This is aggressive. I'm taking a long year on GU as mentioned. Piercing that 200. And I'm taking some longs here. And let's see. Took a long on this 200. Very, very aggressive. If we cannot hold above it, I'm just going to kill it. And stop is 15 pips. 15 pip stop. 15 pip TP seems, this thing is going to need to do some work. But caught it right on that pullback. Sorry, Chad. Alert's going off here. Caught it off that little bottom wick. Just want to set my stop losses. Sorry, Kicks, we can revert back now to NFP.
All good, bro.
Just want to set TPs here. Very aggressive entry because we haven't really had the retest of that 200. As mentioned, we need to monitor the DXY as well. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the DXY is doing. 15 pip stop, 15 pip TP. Range is relatively muted. 80 is starting to push up. We had this little shift in momentum here, and we're piercing this 200, and we basically broke this downward trend that we were on. If you look at it, that was the session high, pre-market high. And then from there, we just started printing lower lows, lower highs. And you can clearly see this as we traded lower. And then from this lower high, we didn't pierce those lows. So there was ultimately a shift or a change of character, as the SMC boys would call it. So clear little shift there. So I don't know if that makes sense, guys. There you can see it trading lower, and then we had this little bit of a shift here. So that is one of the reasons we are taking this trade. Very, very simple. We also held the daily pivot. We held the Asia lows, and our advantage point now is potentially to trade back to the Asia highs and even that weekly S1, and we will see if we can capitalize here today on a relatively muted day. We're already an hour, almost 2 hours into the session, and GBPUSD has moved 4 pips from the daily open. So that is the trade right there, guys. We'll revert back shortly to the NFP chats. NFP chats with Keegan and Chris. I'm new here, really enjoying the live, bro. Great tips and tricks. Eardrum essay, really appreciate it, my brother. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, and also check out the Discord link. Our entire playbook is there for free in the education section, as well as my trading plan. Everything there completely for free, and no charge. And just a big shout out to our sponsors, Vault Markets and Vault Funder, proud carriers of the Opening Bell and Wall Street sessions. GJ breaking that structure as well there. Yes, I hope you're not sucking on the sour tit here today, guys.
Come on, Chris, you're a man, bro. You can do it.
Ha, gigs.
If anyone can do it, Chris can.
Yeah, Chad, the reason why I say I hope I'm not sucking on the sour tit, because this thing has got a very small Asia range. 15 pips, looks like we'll need to become investors on this pair, but we'll see. EJ, Nila, I think you should have gone break even already, my brother, on that trade. Nila, one of my proteges, before we started streaming. Nila was an audience of one. You can ask him, myself and Nila were trading together last year. Nila can tell you some stories of trading on the 1 minute as well. Nila, those 1 minute days.
Sure. The 1 minute traders.
Hey, Chad, ask Nila about the 1 minute days. You guys have no clue about the 1 minute days. 1 minute days is a different life. Completely different life to the 5 minute life. Hey, Nila, tell these guys they don't know about the 1 minute days. Nila actually, Nila was the one. Like I always say, I give credit where credit is due. These weekly pivots, never looked at this, and Nila was the one that came up with this, guys. So I was always just trading the daily pivots, and then Nila, through all the back testing and everything, and he came up with saying like, hey Chris, but the 4 hour, I back tested that as well, and these levels are also relatively key. So big shout out to Nila. I'll never say Nila is a student of mine, because we were trading together, I was sharing knowledge. I would rather say a colleague, a trading colleague, and Nila came up with that through back testing, checking the charts. So big shout out to Nila on that. And that's the beauty of trading. Started helping Nila, and then from showing him my concept, he dug a little bit deeper, and he gave us the weekly pivots. Keegan actually even took a trade of the weekly R2 here. So Keegs, actually we should give Nila some credit for that, my brother. We should be crediting Nila for that. So big shout out to Nila. OG from the start.
Yeah, Ed, I agree with you, brother. Yo, James, what profession would you be interested in if trading wasn't as accessible? I'd be in sports. And you, will you just go back to engineering?
No. If trading, if I'm thinking back, I would definitely, if I had to redo my life and I had to go study again, I would study computer science. I would have.
I honestly thought you were gonna say you like open a dog parlor or something.
No. I would have loved to. I actually even considered it last year to go and study computer science through UNISA, applied mathematics and computer science. But hey Chad, I've been studying for almost 10 years. Like you get to a stage where you just don't want that monkey on your back. Mentally, you never switch off. You always thinking about, oh, there's an assignment due, there's a test coming up, there's classes. It's just a lot. And that MBA treatise really took it out of me. That MBA treatise was a beast. I don't know if I've shared it with the guys, but it's almost a 300-page book.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
No. Bro. And Chad, here's the thing, when you do a academic thesis, what they don't tell you is you're not done when you think you're done. Then you send it to your mentor, and then they start ripping that thing apart. Then you have to send it to a copywriter. Then from the copywriting, you send it in again. Then it actually gets moderated. Then your moderator actually rips into it again. after you've got your mark, like you got your mark, everything. Then before they can publish it, then you have to go and change everything based off the comments from your moderator that marked it. And I think I got 79% for my one, but there was, I think, 260 revisions that I had to make on it.
What's this?
No, bro, I was like, dude, I got my mark. And they're like, no, the mark is not final up until those final revisions. Because that then goes into the university's database on their library.
Yeah.
No, bro, you've got no... I didn't have an idea of how much work it was going to be.
This is a dope song as well.
Chad, let's see what happens here. We need to hold this level. I am not playing with GU. As mentioned, we need to hold this. If this 5 minute engulfs the previous one, I'm just killing it here for minus half a pip. I want to see this hold. If we cannot hold this, as mentioned, very aggressive entry. Need to hold that retest and not playing with this DXY. Let's see what the DXY coming back to Asia highs. So let's see. Gotta hold that level. If we cannot hold it, just gonna kill it here for half a pip or a pip, whatever it is. Yeah, half a pip. So let's see, 1 minute 30 seconds. Needs to hold that level. Very, very simple. We're not setting and forgetting here. We're actually actively managing our trades. Set and forget is for marketers and guys that have zero clue.
Hey, I set and forget.
No, you don't set and forget. You set alerts.
Okay,
but
that's true. I
But
do.
it's not set and forget. Keegan forgets the trade, but is actively managing it. If you think about it, you set your alert so you actively know, even though you're out of the office and you're driving, you'll know there's certain levels where you want to do certain things. But it's not a case of you enter it.
Or I got to manage.
Yeah. You don't enter it and then go on with your day like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, no, okay, that's true.
It's only demo traders that do that can show you minus 700k and look like they just had a beautiful gym session. Hey guys, look,
Just
minus
another day.
700k, come back stronger than the setback.
Even though that's like a quarter of my car's payment.
Yeah, so
I'm hungry. Bro, you can go buy yourself some more, what's it, bubble tea, whatever that is called.
Hectic, what were you studying? Yusuf, I was studying MBA, my brother. MBA, major in management of technology, future studies, and it was management of tech. What was the other one? Future studies, and there was another one. Let me see if I can find my thesis. I still want to actually bind this because, Chad.
Yeah, your thing like turned around, eh?
Yeah, it's the Chad, it's the positive vibes.
I
from
was
the
like
Chad.
watching this thing like literally
Nah, it's the
negative. I'm
Chad,
reading
it's
the
the
chat
Chad,
and
bro.
you back up in profits.
Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, Chad, I'm very proud of this MBA. It's actually sitting here. Guys won't be able to see it. But 4 degrees on the wall here. Was this the final one? Wait, let me see. I don't think this was the final one. Oh, this was the final one. your chat, and then you have to get ethics approval for your study. Here it is. And then this proofreading is not cheap. I think I had to pay like 10,000 Rand. So my title, sorry, it's only 193 pages. Yeah, for factors affecting the behavioral intention of forex traders. No, this is the. No, man, is this the? This is not the final one. Is it? No, because I had to change the title. Forex traders in South Africa. Was this the final one? Sorry, chat, I just want to check. No, this wasn't the final one. I will share with you guys the final one. I think this was the one I sent to my mentor.
You've just been like screwed in there.
Right, this thing was a body of work, and then the stats, my bro. This year, this is where I got onto Concerta doing all of these stats, the eigen values, the loading factors. Yes, bro. I actually get little nightmares when I look at this. Yeah. Oh, Chad, that was a body of work. NBA, very easy. That treatise, that thing is a monster. Believe me. That treatise is a monster. The treatise is Chris Tesla. Yes, my brother. Engineering was a joke against that treatise, my bro. Like, I love numbers, but when it comes to a treatise, I don't like an open-ended thing where it's not right, it's not wrong. Like, I want you to tell me like that. That's why I struggled for many years with trading, because I was trying to put stuff in very correct boxes. Because with the structural engineering side, we worked with very fine margins. Everything balances. There's an answer, there's a right answer, there's a wrong answer. You can calculate everything with trading. If you wanna, that's why engineers struggle with trading. Investing, we can do very well in, but day trading, our minds are just set to wanting things to do exactly the same thing over and over. So that's why for many years I was like, how the fuck do you have these guys that don't even have a matric slaughtering the market? You've been studying for almost 10 years and you cuck in trading. I was like, no, something's wrong here. But it's not it wasn't really the knowledge side, it was the psychology side. That ego. Thinking your engineering degree and your MBA and this and that's going to help you with trading. That means absolutely bugger all. I had to very quickly put that ego aside and say, listen, that is not going to help you. And Keegs, I think you said it. What is the difference between the US guys and South African guys? Why can't we do what they do? Like, it's just mindset. Keegan mentioned it the one day and he said, what's the difference between the US guys and the South African guys? Why can't we operate at that level? Chad, baby. Chad, I'm gonna go break even here. This thing is moving at snail's pace. Let's just look at the DXY. Okay, DXY, they're breaking that level. I'm just gonna make this risk-free because we are entering this previous little level there before we had a massive sell-off. Not really massive, but so I'm just gonna go break even on this trade now. So making this a risk-free trade. Next level to monitor is going to be Asia highs. Just want to set my break even here real quick. So okay, Chad, beautiful. Keeks, what is the influencer thing to do? W's, not yet, eh? Can't do the W's yet.
Now when you hit TV, bro.
Okay.
Otherwise, to be
No,
fair,
no.
if that's already running like up, like what's your DP 1-to-1? You get it. Why did your 1-to-1 look so big?
No, the range is so small. We haven't
I'm
moved.
like, yes.
We haven't moved. Yeah.
Otherwise, yo, you can already put your W's. The W's for the Chad.
No,
Yo,
wait,
guys,
wait,
look at us influencing Chris here.
Keegan I must still make some profit so Keegan can keep me out. He said 5k is not going to get me far. I thought he can completely do a overall on my wardrobe. He said that's one shirt from both. I said, Keegs, I've got 5k. He's like, bro, we can get you some slops and maybe some socks. Keegs, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. Unless you're gonna have to catch him on a special, bro.
Keegs said 50k. He can keep me off decent.
Capitec not sorted yet. Yeah, no, it's not sorted yet, guys.
No. We'll let you know when it's sorted. Keeks, do you think if gold holds that pivot, longs are a good trade? Fail to break below that pivot.
DXY coming back down. Yeah, the thing is, what I said to the guys, I think it's when you were out. I said to them, if you look at the 15 and even the 30 minute, you've had a nice big break. There was one candle that really set the tone. But again, it hasn't been a retest. If this thing's going to go bearish, it needs to retest Asia lows, hold Asia lows, and you can see that sell off. But if this thing breaks back up, remember, we are still bullish. That's the whole thing I said to you guys. We literally were trading back down just to get the daily pivot EQ, which is now done. And if this thing turns around, gets back into the Asia range, the same way Asia lows are weak, Asia highs are weak, as I keep telling you, we failed to test it. So now Asia highs become the target and you can get the buys. So yeah, definitely if this thing holds, the longs on the table.
GJ, yeah, there's that chat. I don't know who took this, but there's that break of structure we talked about earlier. Technically, I think you should already be risk-free if you took that break of structure. Yeah. GBPUSD, let's see what she does here at Asia highs. Would need to hold this Asia high, otherwise it's just going to come back into the range. What's DXY doing? Yeah, DXY not really tapping Asia lows as of yet, so I do think this is an easy target for DXY. So by the time it gets there, we should be done and dusted, in and out. Myself and Keegan were actually talking about swing trading yesterday, and if you look at this on the 4 hour, exactly the same method that we use in the Discord, but you would have taken a long position yesterday after this failed break lower on the 4 hour. The big thing that I just need to go and test now is what stop losses we can use. So let's say you use the low, the weekly low. Then from that weekly S1, your first target's going to be the weekly S2 is going to be your weekly S1, and then ultimately you want to trade it back to your weekly pivot. So this is something that I'm intentionally starting to backtest and look into.
Yeah, and like what we were saying, guys, is for example, when you have a live account and we're saying you want more that's solid back in, I mean, that's a perfect approach, just do swing trades. But also what we said to still make it worth your while is basically because you'd only be doing like one trade a week maybe, you basically double up. So you'll be risking 2% on a trade. So that even if you hit a 1-to-1, it's 2% for the week. If you hit a 1-to-2, that's 4% for the week. You still make it worth your time.
So that is something we're looking into, and something we're also going to do, Chad, for you guys is stream alerts. We were talking about monetizing the channel. Ultimately, we want 2Gs to be an independent business. So we talked about monetizing that. So you'll get stream alerts, you'll get trade alerts, there'll be swing setups. It's not really a signals group. The streams will always be free. It's just that convenience. Maybe you've got a 9 to 5, you can't always trade with us, so we'll share the setup. For instance, this setup would have been automatically sent in that group. So for the guys that are willing to sit here for 2-3 hours, they'll get it for free. But if you want to pay, say, 500 Rand a month, and you can't sit on the streams the entire day or 3 hours waiting for a trade, you'll get an alert saying that we're buying here, this, that, with the link, so you can just pop onto the stream to see how we manage it. But so yeah, that is one way of monetizing the business, because ultimately at the end of the day we've got sponsors, but you also want to get to the stage where we can do more.
And we were talking about this in the day. It's not like trying to be like selling these things we don't believe in. We basically doing the thing of a service where you don't need it.
No,
it's a thing of
it's
convenience.
still for free. It's
Yeah.
still
You don't have to have that. If you're gonna sit on the live trades with us every day, you don't need it. But it's, like we said, it's a thing of convenience for the guys that are working. It's a lot easier just to get that quick. We enter in a trade, whatever the case is.
So it's still no gatekeeping, anything. We still gonna maybe the one thing you'll maybe get what the stream guys won't get is, for instance, the trade Keegan took this morning.
Yeah, you would have got that because that was before stream.
Yeah, so you might have gotten that. And then, for instance, my trades that I take when in the afternoons when I'm not on stream. So there's some slight added values, but the core of the business is still for free. It's still you can still join the live streams. We're still gonna do boot camps for free. So that service we'll do. You'll get this trade alerts. You'll get two weekly calls, Keeks.
Yeah, 2 weekly calls. 1 weekly call to run through the charts and any upcoming big stuff for you
And
guys.
then like almost a mentorship,
And
maybe
then a
weekend.
mentorship weekend prep.
Yeah, maybe like a weekend. We talked about that Project F where
Yeah.
we'll dive into more than just trading.
And like each week can be a different topic where we'll discuss stuff and cover stuff. So basically what the project guys had, but with the bonus.
Because the thing is, as much as everything is free, it's not free, if you guys hear what I'm saying. Vault Markets is forking a bill here to maintain an office here for us, Vault Funder. So we want to get to the stage where the community is independent. And still everything is free. It's literally just convenience. If you want the convenience, great. If you don't have the 500 Rand or whatever it's going to be, then the streams are
They
More
still
than
there for
enough.
free,
More
yeah.
than enough.
Wait, I missed it. Or was making coffee. Just said something about a project. Yeah, Slashy, just go back in like a few seconds, bro. You'll hear about it.
And also, for instance, we'll maybe have specific discount codes for the guys that join as well.
What, Dorma? Earlier when you asked Keegan who can you join or watch on YouTube, I don't want to be that guy, but you're gonna waste your time. Just be here daily. If you can be, you'll find and see the value. Yeah, no, I do agree with what you're saying, Vince. But obviously, I'm not gonna be that guy. Like, just sound like I'm punting myself the whole time. Like, the person can find out for themselves. Yo, that trade's running nicely there, Chris.
You can do it, Chris.
We're gonna get some pom-poms for Chris.
We just need to get through these Asia highs, otherwise it's gonna come all the way back into the range.
I think you should be good because dollar is still just dying.
Yeah, I think DXY it is a easy target for the Asia lows, so I'm not asking much. So literally 15 pips. I don't know.
Yeah, Vince, so you see, so for example, like what Dorma's saying there, like the whole thing, like those stream alerts is perfect for someone like Dorma then. Where he works, obviously he'd like to be here, but he's working, so he can't. So at least he can still get the educational and get the trades from the trade alerts.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Chad. We want to ultimately do an app. That's the first thing. The app costs a lot of money. And the thing is, a broker or a firm like Vault Funder is not necessarily going to fund another business. If you guys hear what I'm saying. Yeah. So they've given us already a lot of resources. So they're not necessarily going to say, oh, we're going to develop your app as well. But we haven't even developed the app. So on that app, for instance, we want to be able to send push notifications directly to your phone. For instance, when we enter a trade, when we exit it, to have a trade history table there, to have, for instance, the community section. I don't want to say like a social media, but you'll have the ability to interact there, to post your charts. So almost like an all-in-one application for traders. So everything is on your app. If you can do your purchases on the app. You can, for instance, share trade ideas on the app. So, and that obviously is going to take resources. So don't think we want to do this to go buy new cars. Everything we're doing, all of the planning, when we sit around the table, myself and Keeks, we're always asking what is going to be beneficial for the traders, what's going to be easy to use for the traders, and what can set us apart from the rest.
Yeah.
So besta qualidade. Chad, Keeks, do we age here? Do we age here, my brother? No, I'm kidding. It just needs to do its thing here.
Yeah, Slashy, that's the thing, bro. Like, obviously, again, it's you can still sit here for free and just have the vibes with us, but as you say, you will get, I mean, still a few benefits as well. Like we said, the trades we take off stream, you will get access to those ones. So you also, even if you do join the lives, you'd still get that benefit every day as well. Kauai.
But who's it?
Who gets some Kauai first is Jeremy.
There's a number there.
No, man, you put it on there.
No, I didn't. Genuine. I don't write like this.
What does it say?
Maybe that's for keys. I
No,
haven't.
they said it's for Chris Ball.
Thank you for the other night. No, man, call me. Who the? No, man, call that number. Find out.
Where's your phone? You need to call the number.
Chad, who's this? Chad, you guys want to get me into trouble here? Chad, okay.
Hold on. Hold
Wait,
on.
Okay, I'll close the number. Somebody's playing games here. Somebody sent, what is this? A rap? And then saying, thank you for the other night. Call me.
Oh, where's your phone?
Here's my phone. Chad, wait. Let's phone you. Let me see who is this person here. Maybe it's my wife. Ah, Javen. Oh yeah, this is for Javen. Was it Mo?
It's no,
Hey,
Before we get to
hey, okay, it's Mo. Well, tell Mo I love that. Thanks, Mo. Hey, Moski. You guys, imagine my wife took delivery of this.
Oh.
Thank you for the other night. Call me. Hey. Hey, my boy Mo is starting to get with it. I think the alerts will be nice when you can't watch the stream, but stream is fierce. Yeah, JC. I think the alerts, as mentioned, we won't ever get to a stage where people would need to pay for the streams. And I think, Keeks, we need to make that promise.
You guys
now.
are going to pay, just trade NFP with us.
Keeks, let's make that promise now to the chat that we will never ask money for the streams.
For the stream? No.
Yeah.
No. Guys, I think the only way that will ever happen, and not even like us asking, but is like you guys how you are now, right? Like the donos. But it will never be a case you have to pay to watch the stream. No. That'll never happen.
We promise that for you guys.
The streams are a vibe. Like the thing is,
Yeah.
we enjoy the streams.
So you guys can timestamp this and go back on it. If we ever make the streams paid, you guys can timestamp this. And you guys can go back and say, Chris, Keegan, you two guys are cunts. You said you'll never make the streams paid. No, I'm serious. Like I said on the Top Trader SA podcast, like again, we don't want to have that main character syndrome where we are the law of trading this and that. No,
Yeah.
like if we catching on cuck here, we want to be called out. So your Keegs, what do I do here? Oh, that CPI is coming out now in a couple of minutes. Chad, Chad, is this another BE day? BE. Yo, Mo throwing some cash here, my brother. Mo throwing some cash here at Uber Eats. Chad, I hope you guys don't mind if I take a bite of this. I haven't had breakfast, so... and again, Darren and Joash, I know you've got your lurkers watching. Still love you guys. The office is still open for you guys to come here for the mentorship.
You know the best thing I love,
Still love you.
is
what now?
they'll never be able to respond to us. Like step on a podcast and respond. Because the minute they step on a podcast, they're gonna get gunned by other things.
Hey, Moski doing the Lord's work here.
What did you get? Oh, the rapper. That's the same one we had in Cape Town. Hey, yeah, guys. Chris was making love to this rap in Cape Town.
Yo. Keeks, tell them about the night or the day we drove from. We were awake from 12 o'clock midnight. Drove through to Cape Town. What did we have that night? I don't think we
Yo.
chatted about it.
So okay, hold so now, okay, guys. So we leave 2 in the morning, 2 in the morning for Cape Town. We're obviously on the road. We get to Cape Town, straight set up, like into a podcast, bang. Like we were even behind schedule. So Garen, I don't know if you saw the chat, will tell you, like he was the first guest, and he got there, and we were still setting up, like because we were behind on the time, and literally straight into it. That then only like later on, like keep in mind, I think we stopped once. We had breakfast. Hey, we had breakfast somewhere.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't have breakfast. No, we didn't have breakfast. Yeah, so I think it was only after the second guest, or Ethan was still there, and then one of the PAs got us Nando's. Yeah, they brought Nando's in for us, so we ate that, and like we annihilated that. Then we only left the office at 9:30 that night. So now we leave it again. We literally have only had the Nando's. So we're like, hey guys, we need some chow. So Chris just says, nah boys, we're gonna feast. Like we need a feast. So we're like, okay, cool. So he's like, okay, we're gonna pull in at Mackey's. So pull in there, and we're busy ordering, and Chris just looks at me and he goes, six or 8 burgers. So I'm like, what? He's like, 6 or 8 burgers. So I'm like, okay, let's think about this. What are we gonna do?
Not for all of us.
Yeah.
Just I gave Keegan I said 6 or 8 for each of us.
Yeah, and then Mo's still like, bro, I'll have 2. So Chris was okay, well, why don't we order 2 share boxes, or do we get the burgers? So we said, okay, why don't we get a share box? So get a share box, and then we get the burgers as well on top of that. So I'm like, you're okay. So we get this. Then we got all the cool drinks were large, and then we sit down. So now the guy still looks at us and he comes here, oh, it's like a takeaway. So we're like, yeah, no, we're sitting here eating. So the guy still says to, I think, was it you who picked it up or Mo? And he goes like that
He
look
thought
around,
it's-
is
he
like,
thought it's all like
where's
a
everyone
team.
else? Like, yeah, like, where's everyone else that's eating this food?
It's like 21 burgers. This guy's like, where's the team? There's only 3 guys. You're expecting us just to like take it back to a hostel.
And we just start sitting down there, and we just start going to town on this food. Ew. But literally, no, that was... Chris again was man down at the end of this. Like, you were gone, bro.
Chad, it was 2 Big Macs and then 5 junior hamburgers.
And then the 2 chips each.
Yeah.
And then the cool drinks. And then the chicken nuggets.
No, I was finished.
Watch you guys on Top Trade SA. Then I decided to follow you guys on YouTube, and just want to tell you guys that it's my first time watching you guys, and I really love what you guys are doing. Oh, big shout out to you, Innocent Boa Snake. Glad to have you here, broski. Yo, Chris is, I think, going all the way down. Oh, DXY has had a complete U-turn as well.
Chad, this is from Mo. Hey, bro. Mo. Mo. Yo. What is this? Is this just this is so good. Oh my sack, Kauai. One thing is you invest into Kauai,
Yeah.
but you get a quality meal. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna pay 120 rand for a wrap.
But I've always said, hey, as
But
much
it's
as
quality,
it is, but also
sure.
the wraps are filling. They actually are
Yeah.
filling. Because those things are stuffed.
Chad, getting back to the 7 burgers each, the 2 chips, the chicken nuggets.
Let's just put it out there. After like Mo's second burger, guys, I promise you, Mo looked like he was scared. Like he was terrified of like eating another burger.
No, Mo can't eat with us. Like he's shown it. Mo's not man enough yet to to demolish. We actually ate some of Mo's burgers.
Yeah, we did. He gave you another one of his and I had the other one.
And I went into a mini food coma after that. Like, we got home
No, Chris was down.
and tell them how we chose who sleeps on the double bed.
Hold on, that was rigged still.
That wasn't rigged, bro.
It was. Mo's a witness to this. So Chris takes the sugar packets and he's like, okay, he rips because one bed was in a room by itself and the other two beds were in a room together. So he's like, okay, he rips the corner of the one and he goes, whoever pulls the one with the ripped corner will sleep in this bed in the front.
The double bed.
The double bed in the front. And the others will sleep in the back room together. Does this man, so Mo pulls first. Chris comes to me with the next one. And as I want to pull it, it's almost like he pulled back his hand. He was like, no.
No, but
And
you were like eyeing it. You were like, I was holding it and you were like
Mo's
inspecting
a
it.
witness to
Nah,
this.
bro, you were inspecting that thing to try and gain like a edge there.
I did not. Even Mo was like looking at this. Guys, Mo will tell you exactly that I'm telling the truth. Yeah. And of course I pull it out. Then I get the double bed in the front.
This man gets a double bed. Me and Mo
Guys, Mo and Chris
snore battle.
had a snoring war. Like they were going at it.
At one stage, I woke up. Mo said I literally laid down, fell asleep immediately. Then a little bit later, Mo came online with his snore, and I'm looking across the bed, and I'm thinking like, shame, I can't wake this guy up. He's busy chopping logs like it's nobody's business. And I'm like, okay, I also snore, so I'm just going to try and pull through. And then in the morning, he's like, yo, bro, 2 minutes and you were out already chopping logs.
Bro, and then the best part the next day. So Chris goes to stay at a mate, and Mo and myself are like staying at the place till our accommodation together. Bro, myself and Mo were like a little married couple there. We literally got our food, came home, we ate dinner at the table, and then went to bed. But the best thing is Chris not message us and go, alright guys, I'm gonna send you an Uber at 7 in the morning. And we're like, bro, don't joke. Yeah.
What time did the Uber arrive?
Like just after 7, like
Yeah.
10 past. But to be fair, you have to because obviously the traffic.
Chad, this trade. I don't know what to tell you. This thing is struggling here.
Well, DXY is obviously back at Asia highs, but it is fighting a bit there. Yeah, we are watching gold, bro. As I said to you guys, it can have a bit of a pullback, but could even go lower. But at the same time, if it breaks back into the Asia range, could continue bullish.
Chad, inflation came out a lot lower in the Eurozone. So that's going to basically that's going to support the pivot idea of cutting rates in June. Remember Christine Lagarde saying that they are looking at cutting rates in June. So inflation coming somewhat softer. Thing is, do we want to hedge? I don't know. Daily time frame is still yeah, Chad. Not a real retest here though, even though these tested on that 200. We never really had bearish candles penetrating that 200, so I'm not going to hedge this trade. If I start doing that, then like I've told you guys in the past, I've done it where trade is up 125 pips. I think it's going to start pulling back. I hedged the position and it runs another 100 pips, and I just basically locked myself in at 100. So if it hits break even, the idea was to go long. The idea was that we could potentially go and test this daily R1 level. If we don't get it, that is also completely fine by me. It is NFP week. Trade was up 10 pips. Can't really lock it in for 10. So just going to patiently wait here. What is GJ doing? GJ beautifully running here. EJ finding some resistance at that key level. So let's just see how this plays out. DXY all the way back at Asia highs after this pullback. 80 is still bullish, Chad. That's one thing we need to be cognizant of. And also on the daily time frame, remember I told you guys, I can only really start getting bullish again once we are above 104.65. So very tricky morning here on DXY, but let's see. Euro just dying after that softer inflation reading. UJ also starting to run now. I think this is the weekly high. Yeah, new weekly high created. Gold. Yeah, gold. I think. I don't know if I would have taken this. This is a valid reversal setup. If you go on the Discord. But yeah. Let's see, Chad. Let's see what we get here on GU. I definitely feel GU could run maybe today and tomorrow. I'm thinking they could park GU here somewhere for NFP. I've got a weird sense 12600 big round psychological number. I think that's where they would like to park GU. But let's see. Could NAS finally break the daily channel today? Your chat, I don't know how you guys traded Nasdaq today. This thing is ugly as hell. As mentioned, can only start looking long once we break above the Asia lows and hold the retest. So again, failing to hold that. US30 back at Asia highs. Also again, mentioned this level down here and then this level here. So gold, nothing that I could have traded. Euro, nothing. We were looking at potential shorts there. Didn't get the break. GJ, we were talking about this level here earlier today. We were firstly looking at the potential reversals of Asia highs. So you could have considered this. If you go on the Discord as well, this is the reversal pattern with the bullish engulfing. So you could have considered that your advantage point would have been the session highs. So that's the one trade you could have considered. We were obviously already in a GU trade when this trade happened. And then EJ, you could have considered this one here, but I think Nilo was in this, but unfortunately break even. They didn't give him 20 pips. No, they didn't even go 10. So relatively sideways on that. And then we took our reversal play here. But let's see Chad. Honestly, the only other pair I would have loved to trade it was GJ. Remember yesterday we were looking long as well. I think we took the longs. Where was the longs yesterday? We took we took the longs here. We took the longs off that level there. Then it was 11 per pullback. Yeah, and then it pushed. Would we have been out of this by now? No, still in. Chad, coming back to this trade is risk-free. I'm monitoring it here on the side of my screen, so don't stress. I've got it on here. Let me just see. Okay. Let's quickly go back to Fed futures. Back to the NFP talk. Let's quickly look at what the Fed futures are doing, and let's start looking at that firstly. So May, that's my birthday, so be sure you guys must liaise between one another who's going to send coffees for that week, but we'll chat about that later. I'm kidding. But that is my birthday, 1st of May, Workers' Day, so that wasn't planned. My mother said it was just came, so it's not like I wanted to...
You're still in your trade, eh?
I'm still in my trade, yeah. So looking at it, 1st of May, not expecting any change there. And June, not expecting... Oh, shit. Okay, so there's still a probability that guys are expecting a June rate cut. July, expecting rates to remain the same. September. Okay, so June. September. Second rate cut, 0.25 basis points, so that's 0.5 in total. Then keeping rates the same for November, and then December, so that's 3 rate cuts expected, 0.75 basis points. So obviously in the next 4 weeks, that May one, not expecting any change there, expecting to keep the rates the same. June, that is where the first expectation was. So previous week, the expectation was at 63, Chad. So you can see there's actually a drop. So you can see that this expectation is slowly but surely dropping. That is what's causing some of the dollar strength, because all of a sudden the market is shifting from that idea of the first cut in June to say, shit, we're not sure if we're going to get that cut in June. So remember when we started the year, the first rate cut was expected in March. And then at that first FOMC meeting, when Nick Timmerhouse asked Jay Powell, and Jay Powell said, bro, we're not even thinking about March cutting rates. Like, forget about March. It's not even on the table. And then the market started repricing on Fed futures. And now the last meeting, again, we talked about it last year. While there's a lot of talk with no action, it doesn't mean anything. So same with the Bank of Japan. They did one hike of 0.25 basis points and the yen collapsed because they said that's the only one they're going to do for the foreseeable future. And what did the yen do? Yen still collapsing. So
Chris, quick one.
yo,
How is your Asia highs over there on GU?
I take the body.
I'll take the body.
Remember, Asia highs are now from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
I gotta just. Oh, yeah, that's true, huh?
1 to 6 with daylight savings.
Yeah, mine still. My thing still normally shows 2, but yeah. Very true.
So, with that being said, the dollar has yet to cut, and now with CPI coming out softer in Europe, we saw now CPI coming out quite a bit softer. CPI coming out hotter in the US. Sounds like we weathermen now. DXY being most heavily weighted in the euro, what does that tell you? Dollar strength. So unless there's a major miss on NFP again, we are bullish on the dollar. Kigs, I don't know about you. That's my thesis.
Yeah, I'm with you. Also, keep in mind of everything Chris is saying, and then keep in mind especially what Jay Powell said at the last FOMC meeting.
What did he say?
They don't even give a crap about labor market data anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yep. They do not care what labor data is doing. They will decide when they feel is the right time to cut. And that's when Nick still caused the upset where he said to him, like, how can you guys just decide when you feel like it? Like, you will be the reason to go to recession.
So did he dismiss the labor data now?
Yeah, he said that's why literally the next day, you guys can go look, the next day, unemployment claims was a non-event. Literally a non-event.
Bro, how did I miss this? So the previous meeting, they were saying they were focused on the labor market being robust, and I saying they... Bro, okay, that changes a lot, eh? Okay, that makes things quite a bit... Okay, holy shit, Chad. I didn't even realize that. I didn't trade that FOMC. Usually I'm pretty locked into the presser, but I think that was before we left, eh?
So yeah, before we left. So that's actually where dollar died. And the reason dollar died is because people were going into a fear, because they were like, how, you're not running off anything here, like how can you just tell us this? And for example, gold then had its massive spike, all of these things. But again, it's kind of that short thing of you can win the battle now, but you're not winning the war. And that's where dollar's now making its comeback, because even where we're talking about the difference is what you were seeing in Q1 was every fundamental event was coming out dollar strength, but dollar could never hold the strength.
Yeah.
It was giving in. And that is where this flip is coming now, that Jay Powell's going and saying, okay, well, how about this? We don't care what your labor data is going to say. We are going to make the calls. We are going to make the decisions on whatever they want to go off in their meetings. And that is there why this flip has come around. And now you'll notice the difference when dollar is now having a fundamental event and it comes out dollar strength. It is really backing dollar and giving dollar strength this time, and it's holding its strength. And that's where we are seeing that flip in the dollar now.
Chad, we are struggling at this weekly S1. On the flip side of things, I'm seeing some liquidity being built up here. I would just love for it to run through here, just spike and then come back. But I'm going to monitor this. I haven't taken anything off as of yet. I just want to see if it makes one more run. And then flips, then obviously this is GBPUSD done. Also considering it is up 2 pips on the day. Daily open, let me just show you guys, this is 2 pips. From there, 2.2 pips. So this thing it's not moved on the day. So I would love to see these highs ripped. Maybe that was the rip, because if I bring it across here, that was the pre-market highs. Tap there. Maybe it's cooked. Maybe it's not cooked. But this trade is pulling teeth here, Chad. Feel free to lock it in if you're happy with what you saw on your screen. I haven't locked it in as of yet, purely due to the fact that we have not moved. But looking at DXY now back above Asia highs. But let's see. I just want to see one more rip. I'll even potentially 5 pips above here. What is that? Yeah. Then we'll hit TP. Just 5 pips. Run those highs. Let's get those early sellers out of the boat. And Let's just run it. Okay, Chad, here's the thing. We're going to give it, if we hold this Asia high level, that's one tick. One tick in the box. And then if we can get through here, I'm going to hold to full TP. But if we cannot hold this Asia high level now and we close back below, I'll just lock in whatever I've got here. These wallet padders. I'm not going to phone my wife and say, listen here, we're going to Mauritius this December. We'll maybe go back to Bloom again, to the Trinidad boutique hotel. We might not even be able to afford the Trinidad with these profits. Maybe the Sun One, the old Formula One hotels. Might not even be able to feed Keegan 10 burgers with this. What is the name of the incoming song? I don't know. It's a playlist. Hanro. It's this playlist from 1261 Clan. That is the playlist. Gold. Gold is very tricky at this stage, brother. I have to be honest. We obviously had this very nice impulsive move down, and this could all be corrective all the way into NYSE, but yeah, not anything clean. Gold is relatively volatile, I have to say. Look how quickly it moves through $5 ranges, like in 3 5-minute candles. So I would say I wouldn't mind a little bit later if the 80 can start pushing bullish to maybe look for some buys above here. That is something I would consider maybe a little bit later. Something like this. Just give a nice tight little range. Give us a nice little break of structure there. Okay guys, GBPUSD. Let's see if we can get that last push. Oh my goodness, what chart is that? Okay. We held that level. Now let's see if we can get through here. Like I said, just that last little liquidity bump. Just taking out these equal highs. Let's quickly run that liquidity. What is DXY doing? Oh, DXY is still in a relatively messy range. Let's see 5 minutes. What's the 30 going to do? 30 is struggling here, Chad. 30 is struggling to get through here. 30. Ooh. 10 seconds, Chad. Let's see what we do here. A lot of rejections there. Chad, you know what? Okay. What are we doing? Do I lock it in? Do I hold it? Oh, let's see. Obviously a lot of rejection in this zone, but also a lot of bullish momentum here. So very simple for me, Chad. First box ticked. Holding Asia highs. Beautiful. And if this 5-minute candle here breaks like this, I'll just kill the trade. I'll lock in this little bit of profit we've got here. Otherwise, if we can hold here and start moving back up here, then I'm happy to hold to full TP. So let's see 5 more minutes. And then also if you look at the 30-minute, if the 30-minute can close above here, then I think we are good for a nice little run to the upside, because look at this. From Tuesday, 30-minute couldn't break through that level. 30-minute couldn't break through that level, reversed, and now again we're trying to get through there. So very, very simple, trying to make sure that we make the right decision here. And ultimately we also want to give the trade a fair opportunity to show its hand. So let's see what she does. Yeah, Savage Society, I agree. The only thing is also we shouldn't be blinded by us being in a long. If we can't get through a level, then obviously we need to be like, okay, can't run on opium. If it's not getting through a level, and I always say, for instance, if the buyers are really defending this level, they are going to take price away from this level. And if the sellers are going to defend this level, they are going to enter the market, yes. So we also have to be very objective. Sorry, I almost wanted to say subjective, but that's the wrong one. We also need to be very objective here as to what price is doing. There's a clear resistance zone here, and you can see multiple times that we tested into this level. So again, buyers would either need to run these highs, get the bears kicked out, or the bears are just going to start taking control here and run it to the downside. So I'm always trying to be very impartial when it comes to managing a trade, because a lot of times you can be in a long and you're trying to justify the long, but it's showing you it's struggling here. And also DXY is already making its way back to that key level up there. So yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just had to have my next meal.
So 1 minute, 20 seconds, and I'm gonna make my decision here. Some wallet padders. At least we're not walking away without anything. Trade management specialist. EU, I'm short. What do you think? Waiting for break of structure to move to break even. Vutlari, where did you short, my brother? I hope you didn't short, yeah. That's not the way to short. Maybe if you shorted here somewhere, I would already go break even. But yeah, let me know where you shorted. City released an article also saying that the US faces a risk of more cuts than expected. Also, City analysts expect a below consensus of 150k new jobs. Very interesting. Also remember, Fabio, these guys build liquidity for the banks, so you can't always believe what you hear from them. Chad, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's holding Asia highs. It's struggling to get through here. How did the 30 close? Let me just see. 30 close bullish, taking out the previous 30 high. I'm just going to take these wallet padders here, Chad. I'm just locking in these wallet padders. Not a full TP. You guys can hold to full TP. I'm happy with the little wallet padders here. Half of our normal TP there. You can hold through if you want to. Holy smokes, how long have we been in this trade? Dude, this trade.
You been in that trade?
This trade we took here. Yeah, hour and 15 minutes, Chad. That is. We borderline swing traders now. So we basically break even for the week. -9 yesterday, +8 here today. Remember, our stops are 20 pips on yen pairs. Yeah, Chad, that is unfortunate what she gave us. I cannot. I would have loved for it to just run through, but I think we gave it a fair opportunity. I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's you gave it a lot of time to
Yeah.
try and run.
At least we walked away with something. And again, DXY not getting away from this 200 EMA. So gold, there you go. Gold already starting to break lower. Keeks, but from yourself, my brother, I think this was a decent stream.
Yeah, no, it was a good stream,
Um,
alright.
Chad, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everyone joining, for the new guys joining from Top Trader SA. Awesome being on that podcast. Then from our side, we've got quite a couple of podcasts loading. Mo's busy with post-production editing. NFP, that is the code for Vault Funder, 40% off all $50,000 to $100,000 accounts and the 1 million to 2 million. Stop playing around. Start getting into those bigger accounts. Keegs, any closing remarks here today? Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I mean, guys, it's the middle of the week, so you can start seeing maybe a bit of some turnarounds if markets are going to start flipping, so keep an eye out for that one. But again, it is NFP week, so there's always that little chance of something big happening. So again, don't put your whole house on a trade. Let's just take it day by day. Today was a good one. End of the day, whether you're in the gold sales with me early on in the morning or you were in that trade with Chris, yes, it was on a TP. I mean, it was above 0.5% of the trade, 50% of the trade. So end of the day, you are still closing out better than 99% of traders. So you are in the blues. Again, not every single day is a perfect trading day. Remember that. So we traded what the markets gave us and we move on to tomorrow. Well, for us later.
Chad, beautiful. Want to thank you guys. Thank you so much. As you leave, drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so. Check out the new podcast with Top Trader SA. And we will see you guys at 3 o'clock with Keegan and myself. A little special, a little double here for you guys, purely due to the fact that our boy Jev, he's a little bit sick at home. I don't know if he blew his account, and that's why I said, no, I'm kidding.
Guys, the discount code is NFP. For the
All
last time.
capitals, yeah. NFP. Chad, so it's myself and the strong man here. Not the better looking guy. I'm joking. He is maybe better looking, but let's not talk about that. We will see you guys at 3 o'clock as we pump the NYSE session. Chad, and with that being said, peace and love. I don't know, this song is a banger for me. I'm going to end us off with this one. Chad, thanks so much. See you guys at 3 o'clock. Keep it real. Keep it clean.
I wanna be alone. Alone with you, does that make sense? I wanna steal your soul and hide you in my treasure chest. I don't know what to do with your kiss on my neck. I don't know what feels true. Bye.